So I did watch the first episode. I did watch the second episode too. So, but since Frank is going for the win, I'm like, okay, all right.
Time to feel the big guy.
Feel the pressure. It doesn't matter. I got the true number one pick. You flopped.
You already played yourself.
So,
I could pick chumps and it doesn't
You'll
matter.
still win. Don't matter. I'll always be number
I got
one.
Jordan. Come on. All right, welcome to episode 2 of Taco Otaku. It's episode 2 because I only count the ones I host.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, for everyone confused looking at their phone right now, it's actually 7, I'm pretty sure, but let's go with 2.
Only, you know.
The one's only from Frank goes, so that's when it counts.
Yes. And today we have Miles, Ivan, and Ray.
What's up, people?
Oh, and I'm Frank.
That's you.
In case
In case you forgot.
in case people don't remember. Or Knarf if we're going back for
Oh, Kanar.
Callbacks already.
All right, so today we have on the menu the draft in honor of the NFL draft, but we're not picking NFL players, sadly. We're going with the lineup for spring. So we're going to draft 3 and we're going to check those out. And from there, we're going to elect which one to
For all of us to watch the review, right?
Anime. It's
Yeah.
the new season, baby.
And after the draft, we had homework to watch the Mario movie and Suzume. Sadly, somebody here
dropped
didn't
the ball.
finish the homework.
Stay tuned to find out who.
Procrastinator. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. And to start, we're gonna go with, what we've been up to. And I guess we will start with Miles.
All right.
He makes less fun of me.
Not much. I'm waiting for the Battle Network thing to come in. It came in, but I haven't had a chance to open it yet. So I've kind of just been like roaming around in Graveyard Keeper for like the last week or so.
What is Graveyard Keeper?
Oh, Graveyard Keeper is a game I have on PC, but I put on a Switch for portability. Basically, you run a graveyard, and it's a whole I guess it's like like a Minecraft situation. You make stuff to make other stuff, to put stuff together to make more stuff.
Do you provide the bodies? My first question.
You do get the bodies. You do take care of the bodies, clean them out, and you do bury them down to get points.
Sounds like a lovely
Miles
game.
has very normal hobbies for sure.
Well, I'll grant it. The only highlight there is that the PC runs way better than the Switch. Shock. But that's pretty much my week until next week when they start the whole, I guess, Battle Network run. I guess
It's happening.
it's happening.
So a bigger week for you next time.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it.
And Ivan.
I guess my week was just mostly playing Bravely Default again.
Number uno?
Number 1.
Oh.
So-
I'm liking your week.
So I finished Yokai Watch Blasters.
Thank God.
And then I was speaking with Frank about games we played, and we talked about Bravely Default. So this is my third time picking it up. So the first time I did like 30 hours. No, first time 30 hours. Second time like 20 hours, and now I'm starting it again.
From scratch, new.
No.
Okay, You're slowly continuing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, gonna be a test for you, Ivan. What happened last time since you picked it up last, story-wise? What's happening?
I guess I finished because the game is broken into chapters. So I finished one chapter, and I got stuck, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I stopped playing, and so then I started again. I'm like, I'm still stuck. What do I do? YouTube.
There you go.
Bravely Default walkthrough.
There you go.
Oh, that's what you do. You just have to get on the ship.
So you know how to type in casual gamer for sure. Then
It's like Sonic 3. Like, how do you get past the carnival level? Oh, you have to press down.
up
Down.
and down, up and down for like 30 seconds. Why?
So the game it's still fun, but it is challenging. So I had a normal and had to bring it down to easy.
Super casual mode unlocked. So this is your first video game, I see.
And yeah. So let's see how far I get into it before I stop again.
Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's fine. I think number one thing is you shouldn't look up what to do in that game because I think it'll ruin it. So
Okay.
better to lower the difficulty than to.
Oh, that's a good point.
And if everything you really can't figure it out, just ask me and I'll tell you.
I was gonna say, why use the internet when you have the best internet right here?
Yeah, just,
FrankNet.
I could tell you what to
FrankNet.
do without spoiling anything.
Yeah. And I guess as I just been watching like a lot of the new animes of the spring.
Already
anime.
diving in, eh?
Wow.
I
Head first.
I kind of watch them weekly, like when it comes out, like one before work. Wednesdays, oh, there's a new one on Wednesdays, and before I go to work, I'll put one on. Oh, Saturdays, I'll watch like one or two, you know.
Wow.
So
This guy's going for the extra credit this season.
and that's it.
He's not the number one draft pick for no reason.
I guess that's true. That's why he's number one this time. Guess so. Does his homework.
Does that wrap it up, or did you have something?
That wraps it up.
And Ray, you're next, I guess.
It's my turn to shine. So this week, quick update. I finally picked up the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles game, which I have not played since I want to say episode 2 of the podcast, but I finally picked it up. It's still overall good. The problem is it's just Ace Attorney 1 again, but not as good because you're starting with a new cast of characters, but they're also basically the same characters, so it's
Good start.
it's a little slow to get it going, and then it's not until really case 4 they finally let you here you go, you know how to investigate and how to do the courtroom. They finally let you explore and play the game fully. But it's just funny because this is what is this, the 6th game in the series kind of, despite there's actually Ace Attorney 6 that comes out afterwards. So it's a little confusing, but then this game didn't come out here for a very long time, so I'm grateful it does exist, and I'm still overall having a good time. But I guess it's hard because like I said, when you spend more time in a certain group of characters and then they change and develop over the time, and then playing the new thing that is basically like that thing minus the development, it's a little it's obvious it's not the same, right? But yeah, and then there's the new jury mechanic, which I didn't find until recently, which it is something new to the whole franchise, but at the same time it really doesn't do anything new. It's just kind of a gimmick. So it was a little disappointing to see how it worked. I was thought, oh, this is interesting because they never have juries. It's always been the judge decides who's guilty or not, which one question about that in judicial system here in America. But so yeah, it's all right. It's good. It's funny enough. I guess I'm hoping that because this game has the first 2 games in this franchise timeline, whatever you want to call it. So I'm kind of hoping the second game really kind of lets you hits the ground running a little bit, because the first game's kind of introduction, setup stuff. So it's a little boring perhaps, but yeah, I'm still overall enjoying it, and I need to finish it because I have a lot of games on my list that I need to get through, and I need to finish this game because I don't want to finish it, or I don't want to jump to Resident Evil 4, which I really do want to play.
Leon's like this, waiting like this, doing the Sonic motion, just come on.
Yeah, basically, he's just gonna tap in the foot. I gotta hurry up. So hopefully, I'll get to finish that one, so then I can start Resident Evil 4. But the thing I definitely want to make time, video game wise, that just came out yesterday, was Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp that came out on Nintendo
10
Switch.
years.
So yeah, I was dying to play this. I've talked about it on our first episode about favorite video games, and I talked about intelligent systems and Advance Wars and Fire Emblem, and so I was very excited to finally this game that's been quiet for almost 20 years since Days of Ruin on the original DS. So they brought it back. It is still basically the same gameplay mechanics that you know from the Game Boy Advance versions. The art is updated, mixed bag if you ask me. The 2D anime art that I'm assuming Way Forward did for them looks pretty good. Maybe a little too simplified for my taste if I'm being really nitpicky, but overall it's cool and nice. It's nice, vivid, bright, and colorful. The biggest problem I have with it's more of a visual thing, because the gameplay is still the same great gameplay, so there's no problem there. It's more of just, once again, the visuals back, because it seems like in this game they really tried to make it Advance Wars isn't really about real soldiers on real battlefields. They're little toy soldiers. It's like Toy Story. It's not real war. It's just because all the the infantries and the tanks, they got a little shine, a little rubberness, a little, like I said, very Toy Story aspect to it.
I guess
and,
that's one way to solve that problem. I guess.
Yeah, and the whole map is more like a board game. It's more it's for funsies. It's not real blood and fighting and people dying. Which, once again, I guess that's where we're at because this game was in limbo for over a year because of the conflict out there. But of course, there's always, guess what? War's never going to change, never going to end.
Well, that's weird. So
to society and humanity.
So they seem like they just re-edit everything that way. Hey, look, guys, it's a board game. Look, we're all chum pals friends here.
Yeah,
right?
we're all, they're just toy figures. It's our imagination. It's not real people dying and nations fighting for things. So it's a little off-putting. I don't like it, but I guess I understand it. But don't worry, I still have my original Game Boy Advance copy, so when I really hate it, I'll just switch back to that and feel much better. But yeah, overall, I think it's a great game that if people somehow missed out or, they didn't exist 20 years ago. I'm a very old man, leave me alone. It's a great game, great strategy, great turn-based. Even I know Advance Wars 1 story is kind of meh. It kind of doesn't make sense. I was kind of wondering if they were going to fix that in this remake, but because it's like, we must defend the Orange Star Nation. They're being invaded by the Blue Moon Nation. But then Orange Star keeps going and conquering the rest of the world, which is a little weird if they're supposed to be the good guys. So yeah, maybe they'll fix that. I haven't got to that part because I beat it to where I'm not Yellow Comet, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what happens there. And Advance Wars 2 is also, which I personally think I like that game much more than the first one. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm very excited, very happy that they brought it back. Hopefully this game does well, and maybe we'll get a remake of Dual Strike and Days of Ruin, and hell, a new one in the franchise entry. But
I don't know about Days of Ruin though.
I mean, it's still a good game. Well, that's the problem. It's like when we're getting the opposite. We got from the toys to silliness what we have in this reboot. But then Days of Ruin, it's like literally like we're all dying, and yet somehow tanks and everyone's still trying to kill each other. It's like, goddamn.
Fine for the last bit of humanity at the left.
Yeah, basically.
The dying world of waiting for salvation.
They're very polar opposites now I think about it. But I love Advance Wars, intelligence systems, and their turn-based strategy games. So it's really good. If you haven't tried it, please check it out. It's pretty good. And then the last thing for my week I wish to talk about. I won't go too long because I could have if we had more time this week. But me and Miles here, we sat down and Kacha was in my head. Kacha. My Hero Academia season 6 came out, and I finally marathoned it through all the way throughout. Remember when My Hero was the king of all the new shonen battle, and then it seemed
Thank you.
Yeah, and then it seemed like overnight that everyone just shitted on it.
Wow.
And now I know why. Now I know why with season 6 of the anime.
I do have to ask why, because I've been saying this for a while, and I wasn't able to put it into words, but I just felt something just wasn't right.
Well, the author is tired. That's what happened.
So without trying to get into spoilers, and if I do, I will give everyone a spoiler warning. The biggest problem with the end of season 6 got better, but that first half / 2/3 is kind of bad. And the reason why it's bad is it's the same problem that My Hero had in season 1. The villain is not interesting.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is the author really hyped him up and was really trying to sell everyone to be like, no, he's really cool, guys. I swear, look how cool he is. And it's like, but he's still not. He keeps powering up to ridiculous amount of levels where it's like, I'm sorry, he's doing what now? Against who now? In what scenario? It's very hard to... You see people with crazy superpowers all day in the show, and you go, yeah, sure, that's believable. And this is where I draw the line with the main villains with his Akira cape, by the way.
Yeah, it's always give the word from Jiren.
And I know the guy's very everything's an homage to other comic book things from Japan, from America, from around the world. But it's like, okay, can we please tone down a little the very comic booky anime? Hey, look, it's the Akira cape. Hey, look, it's Deadpool. Hey, look, it's what's the one guy who was the Vermilion guy. Whatever, based on the other European comic book thing.
It's season 6 and it's a war, right?
Season 6 ends where the Batman arc ends, without getting into spoilers.
Did you say Batman?
Batman. There's a Batman arc that's kind of like, what, why, and how. That ends very abruptly.
Okay.
The Batman arc, where they make someone into basically Batman for 10 seconds for reasons unknown.
So bad.
It was just he lost focus, and then the other problem he's having is justifying. And I always have to think about which one's which one because it's the same thing but backwards. One for All, the good one, right? That's the good one.
I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good one.
One for All is the good one. In the beginning, we were explaining this is the ability of this. And you're like, sure, makes sense. As the series goes, like, what if it's more though? What if I told you there was more? And what if I told you there was more? And it's kind of like,
I feel like that was not the original intent.
yeah, that's what it felt like. It feels like he's just, and then it's kind of like, because the other problem is it's like, okay, fine. You try to go with it as like a fan, like, oh, okay, sure, maybe there's more abilities, but then it's like, but they never showed that there's another wielder, perhaps, of this same ability, and it was never showcased any of these abilities at all. This whole time. And late in the game, they're like, oh yeah, it's very kind of like, I'm not sure what to do. I guess I'm gonna do this. Place. It's like, just, yeah, it lost focus ever since and I know people, and I get why people lost interest, but I still, up until season whatever 5 is, when they had to fight Scar, basically. Mafia Scar.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that part I still like the school festival part too, actually. Afterwards, cool. I like that cool. part. A lot of people, and I get it, because there's no action, this and that, but I actually like the low yet high stakes, because it's more of like a, especially with because he's not really a villain, but he's more of the
anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kind of. More like the antagonist, I guess, for that little bit. But like, they're both fighting for something that means something to each of them, right? So I kind of like it's not like the world's not at stake, but it doesn't always have to be the world's at stake for me. So even I like that part. And then the next season was like the setup for the villains, which makes sense because our heroes had a power up, so the villains got a power up too. So I'm like, okay, sure, I understand it. But when season 6, it's just the pacing of the anime adaptation is also very jarring, because it's just, here we go, climax, big shonen battles, and it's like, whoa. We'd even like ease our way in there, and they just like name drop a bunch of like, the top 6 hero, the number 3 hero. They just keep throwing people.
Well, it felt like One Punch Man. Like, and here's this random, like.
But usually One Punch Man was done for like comedy bits, right? Yeah, exactly. And this time it's just funny, because like the pacing and build up of My Hero's been just so great that I've been, like I said, I'm enjoying it for the most part, and just. Woof, season 6 was a big swing, and like I understand the Batman part. I understand he needed to refocus and make that believable and make it longer than 10 seconds.
I hated it in the manga, by the way.
I can only imagine the manga version, how weird and abrupt it is.
The whole thing, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. That's why when I choose Hunter x Hunter and then My Hero, I think it just Hunter x Hunter, like, it's a slow burn, but it just, the dip that My Hero had is just very, you use the word jarring. So.
Yeah, for me, it definitely fell off it fell off a cliff, but it kind of picked itself back up for me. If we're getting close to the end, I'm okay with it. If it keeps going for like 3 more seasons, then I'm like, okay, this is too much for me.
The thing is, like, I know, because I'm up to date with the manga, and it's still kind of the same thing. Like, it's just, like, I can honestly tell you that for like the last 2 or 3 years that I've been reading manga, I don't care. Like, I see a chapter, don't care. See a chapter, don't care. See a chapter, don't care. Nothing has changed. It hasn't. And my opinion, I don't know if this makes sense or not. I just think there's too many characters.
That's definitely a problem. It's the same Naruto problem had, right? And his answer, Kishimoto's answer, well, fucking just becomes the Sasuke Naruto show.
And yeah, it's just like this. No, we need to give this character their freaking
their moment,
their dues.
Oh, then there's this random. Oh, we need to give them their moment. Oh, and I don't even think you've gotten that far. There's like a big secret, and then they reveal the secret. It's like, oh, I don't like it.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
It's like I said, I'm not totally like, oh, I hate this show, but I'm kind of like, I can see why people got turned off by My Hero at this particular moment. I still have some hope at the overall, because like I understand what the author was trying to do with certain parts, but some parts I'm just like, oof, yikes, fella. So we'll see, I guess, without getting spoilers, because I feel like honestly I could like really break down and talk about the good and bad parts.
We'll be here forever.
But yeah, but the draft, we got the draft, we got spoilers of big anime Hollywood movies out there. So maybe we'll save it for next time, perhaps, or another opportunity.
All right, soapbox.
Yeah,
raise soapboxes over here.
Perhaps, but yeah, but like I said, disappointed, but I'm not like totally turned off by it just yet. And that's it for my week. What I've been watching, what I'm playing.
All right, I guess I'm next. 3 things only. I played a lot of Fire Emblem.
Where we
I
at?
feel on chapter 20 or 21.
Oh, okay. We're getting there.
I'm almost done with all of the DLC except for the new except for the Xenologue or whatever.
The story stuff, right?
Yeah, I think I went like three chapters in, 3 battles in.
Oh, okay.
Man, that is hard.
Oh.
That is hard. I appreciate how it's set up, which kind of like if I level up, it's not really gonna matter, because the levels are fixed and skills and items, so I don't have to worry about like, oh, do I not waste this and that?
Right.
Because whatever you use in battle, it doesn't matter because the next one is like refresh.
Right, it's like its own separate world, kind of.
So that's cool about that. But I'm gonna wait for that one because the one thing that does matter is the bond points.
Oh.
Because the things that carry over are your emblem levels. So, you just gotta figure out which emblems I want to level up with which characters,
right,
and stuff like that.
Gotta get there.
It's pretty hard though, so I'm gonna wait on that. Man, there was this one battle. You haven't done the DLC, right?
No, I haven't.
There's this one battle with Camila. You remember her?
Fates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, I took literally 5 days in that one battle.
Just put it on easy.
The Ivan method.
And it was like, and I was talking to Ivan because he said, just put it on easy. I'm like, I like this game too much to put it on easy. So it's like, I'm enjoying to figure it out.
I know you too well, DeFrank. I know you too well.
Figuring out like, okay, this didn't work. The first time I did it, I got into like 4 hours in. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to lose.
4-hour battle?
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about it is that, I guess not cool, but the thing that I guess I don't mind doing it is because I'm like watching something as I'm watching my Clippers lose as I'm playing. So it's kind of like the Lakers. It's okay, we did it, boys.
You tell we're
we covered. So I'm watching something, so I don't mind the long battles, like because I'm what do you call it? 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right, multitasking over here.
But oh man, that battle was so hard. At the end, I got to the boss because basically all you gotta do is get to the boss. But it's just so many blocks and so many waves of enemies.
Oh wow!
And I got there and I'm hitting the boss, and then my turn ends, and then my boss is full power again. I'm like, oh, and that's when I figured out I was gonna lose because there wasn't.
Right, you don't have enough to keep going.
I only had 1 unit left.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
So the biggest change that I've done is I kind of said screw it, because what I like to do is I only use units that are not maxed out. If I max out an emblem, I switch it out so I can work on another one.
Oh, I see. You're trying to get everyone up there, eh?
Yeah, I was just, if you're going to participate, get experience.
Right. Makes sense.
But I just said, you know what? This is too hard. I got to use my best units with the best emblems.
I've got to bring the heavy hitters.
Yeah, I just went.
I've been there.
I'm going all in now. Like, this is it. This is the end game.
Do not get your ass over here.
So yeah, I want to play the ending, but it's just with the NBA playoffs. I gotta focus on
the important things here.
Yeah, if I'm gonna play the story, I want to play it on the big screen, and right now I can't.
I get you. I will make without spoilers. It is good anime nonsense.
I'm just. This is the thing that I'm kind of terrified about. I bought Metroid Prime finally, and I bought Final Fantasy Theorem.
Oh, finally!
And I'm just
welcome to my world.
I'm playing it. Theorem. My niece asked me to play it because I played it and they danced.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I get hooked. She leaves, and I'm like, oh, I kept playing an hour. So that game is just really fun. I want to buy some headphones because AirPods don't work on the Switch as long as I can.
The Bluetooth kind of works, but it's a very like loosey-goosey and not very good.
Your best bet to get like a Bluetooth connector.
Yeah, you want something more dedicated.
I want like those, like kind of like these that have a cable.
Yeah.
I want something like that. I like physical. That way I don't have to worry about it connecting and stuff.
There's a you get like, because I have a fancy one, but it connects to your dock. So I guess depends. Yeah, I guess only works on dock mode, where it basically takes any USB. You plug it in USB wise, and it takes the audio and sends it directly to like wireless headphones. But that would only work on dock mode, not if you're in handheld mode.
Well, I'll still suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So I have those 2 games, and I bought Octopath Traveler 2, and I think I should play that one next. But I'm also like,
just make sure it's on easy.
no,
Never.
The biggest problem for me is gonna be
Real gamer, fake gamer.
one, choosing my main character. That took me forever on the first one. I'm like, which one should I? It's kind of like, do you guys have this problem where it's like the hardest part is choosing your name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm Navi every game.
Yeah, but what if you have like 8 characters, like like your shirt, Final Fantasy.
I know like
7.
certain games like Ray was telling me like
I always go for the default names.
what is it? First last reward. That, like there's a certain way to play a game. If you play it wrong, then you spoil the game.
Why are they just talking about just naming stuff?
Yeah, like
right?
naming your
like
characters.
Pokemon. If you capture, what do you name your Pokemon?
Yeah.
You name something you just call it Pidgey.
Sometimes I get stuck and I'm like, and then
Right. I usually go for the default name more often than
you
not.
too?
Yeah.
You? Miles?
Yeah, because
If there's a name like if it's like Zelda and Link, it says Link, then like Link's his name because it's already typed. Someone put in Link for me, so his name is Link.
It's like, or like a Persona, like they give a name. Well, yeah, that's his name.
Well,
yeah.
no, but Personas they don't give you a name. Though he has a name. If you look up all the protagonists, they do have names.
Yeah, but
that's what I'll do. I'll look up online.
Yeah.
Oh,
if there's a like Persona for sure. Yeah, then Persona. Then I will use. Was it Yu Nakamura for number 4, and then it's
Akira, right?
Akira and what is I always forget the other guy's name.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Oh, you guys don't suffer like me then.
So you come up with like a new. So wait, do you name every Pokemon a different name?
Yeah. I mean, I don't play Pokemon that much,
Oh,
but
now I know why. Now I know why.
Now I know in the way I can relate to this in the way. It's like when this is so funny. So like in Harvest Moon, right? When you name your chicken,
the cows and the horses,
and you go, I'm like, okay, now the standard. Let's like, should I go
chickadee, chick?
I go like favorite character names, right? Or do you go like like you beat it forever? Like, but this is all cows. All cows are so like should I call them all
Moo 1, Moo 2?
I'm like, and it's like okay, there's 10 of them.
Okay, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, but I could see that now with like Harvest Moon or Story Season.
Like,
yeah,
it's like named as chicken.
You know, in the latest Pokemon I played, Shield, I caught a lot of Pokemon, and I had to come out with a name for each one.
Oh my god!
Like the main one, I called the bunny. Hot tamale.
Hot tamale. There you go.
What I do, I always just put a Y at the end. So, for example, for Bulbasaur, I call him Bulby. For
I choose you, Bobby.
Yeah, it's for Espeon, I call it SB. So I just always put like a Y at the end, Charmy or something.
That is funner.
That's what I do.
I guess for me, I guess I avoid that in Pokemon because I just capture one of everything. Like, all right, we're done. Where's it? There's one Pikachu. There's only one true Pikachu.
Oh, yeah. I caught a Ninetales because I like playing the originals a lot, and I called it Firefox. So
Naruto.
So,
but yeah, I'm playing Fire Emblem and almost done with it, and I just hopefully next time. I really didn't think I would take this long. My next headache is choosing the main character for Octopath Traveler 2. Choosing the name if they make me choose
choices.
the name. Yeah, it's
that's quite a few. I think I bought it too. I think it was on sale. Oh my god, the pile. I have to go through Fire Emblem one more time with DLC.
Relax.
I can't.
Goose Brava.
Just do the item. Just put on easy. Just go.
Never.
I'm barely playing games from like 2016 or something like that. That's my backlog.
Isn't that true though? Like everyone's like, oh yeah, there's hot new games coming out this year. Go, I'm in 2014. Get out of here.
I was playing Advance Wars on 2001.
And I finished Blue Lock. I don't know if you guys remember I mentioned that. I started it and hated it.
The sports tournament.
Yeah. It's the soccer. Let's find the next best forward in the world.
There can only be one.
I think if you remember, I hated.
It was not
the first 3 episodes that I watched or what.
You were bummed out.
I hate
for sure.
everything it stands for.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna finish it. I'm like, I like to finish things.
I finish what I start.
Yeah.
Just on Fire Emblem Engage.
It got better when the matches started. Like when it was sprinting soccer, it still made no sense to me. It's like, why are you like fielding 7 forwards and then saying that defense don't matter, but have them play defense and then this guy that played goalie gets the short straw, and it's like, well, he didn't get to showcase what he could do, and now he's eliminated because. Right.
Because
his team sucked. So that kind of bothered me how things were set up, and it was kind of gave me like Dragon Ball Super vibes.
Oh, we don't want those vibes. Those are bad vibes right there.
Where you know, like you have 10 minutes to, and we're gonna destroy, the universe. And it's like, why is there a time limit?
Look at the pillars slowly going.
Like the goal is player development. Why are you like telling them that get it right now, or like you recruited these guys because they're the best of the best, and now you're just like gonna get rid of them like
cheap drama.
Yesterday's bread? Come on.
Croutons, here we go.
Yeah, because the thing is that they tell them if you don't proceed, not only do you get eliminated, you will be disqualified from ever joining the Japan national team.
Right, that's what I remember you saying.
And it's like, why?
Drama. Whoa.
That is so dumb.
Yeah, I tried watching the first episode, and right away got like, it feels like very, very anime.
Yeah, I've only seen like things through like, social medias, and it's like, oh, this is anime as fuck right here.
The way I would describe it is it represents my least favorite things about soccer and magnifies it, like focuses on that.
Everything you hate about it.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because I was watching an English dub.
Oh.
Or it's just so stupid.
Right. Well, I can see that.
Because they kept saying, I gotta figure out how to get a chemical reaction with this guy. And I'm like, what the hell? Are you a scientist, or are you or you trying to fall in love with him?
Well, Dr. Stone was this season.
There's probably no way to really say what it's in Japanese to like English context. They're like going, this sounds something familiar.
It fits in the flaps.
I mean, I would get it. Like, okay, the team has chemistry,
right?
But chemical reaction. What are we doing here? Like,
I love Sonic 2.
I mean, the simpler thing to do would be like we gotta figure out how to play together. That's it.
Right.
But he kept obsessing over the word chemical reaction, and that just bugged me. It's kind of like in freaking Dr. Stone, where the guy's like, "I'm 100 billion% sure." I'm like,
but that becomes
anime.
But when that becomes like the familiar catchphrase, right? So I gotta say that because it's the catchphrase.
I
believe it.
Chemical reaction was the catchphrase for this one, and it's just so dumb.
I'm sure it sounds cooler in Japanese.
I wanted to say good things about
Everything sounds cooler in Japanese.
I guess I could say the good things about it. One, when they aren't playing soccer, it's kind of funny. Like the interactions with the players. It looks beautiful, so I'm guessing the budget was great.
That's always good to hear.
Kind of didn't make sense that like they would turn Super Saiyan. Like I'm like, what does this guy have Kaioken? I see some
the turning red and orange there.
Yeah, they kind of went too much on that. So yeah, but I'll watch season 2.
Oh, there. I hate the show. It's so dumb. I look forward to next year. I'll see you next year.
I gotta know what's gonna.
It's like that. Is that Curb like gif or moment? Is fuck you. See you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. That's funny.
So I started. I can't say the name because I screw it up. Aoashi, something like that. Another soccer anime, and first 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm being cleansed. This is what
I came from. This is real soccer.
What soccer really is.
This is what soccer. I mean, whoever made this anime, I feel like they know their stuff.
Yeah,
they actually play soccer.
Yeah, I agree with
versus
that.
Here's anime hyperbole.
Yeah, I feel like we were just talking about it. How you said that there's some Laker fans that are just fans because
just by default.
Yeah, so I feel like whoever did this is like, well, yeah, this is what anime should be. I've seen them scream.
I saw half an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Blue Lock.
Oh, Blue
So
Lock.
I feel like somebody who doesn't know soccer is like, yeah, this is what it is.
Right, versus the one who actually does.
Of course the forward's the most important one. He's the one that scores the goals.
I know that feeling too well.
And Aoshi sets it up kind of the same way, but no. Like, as you go on, it shows you that it's more than what soccer seems to be to the casual fan.
Right, the casual view. Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that about it.
It's good to hear.
And that's why how when because I recommended it, props to me.
I pat myself on the back?
Hey, thank you. Here's my award for myself. Thank you.
Here's the mirror. Hold it up to yourself, Ivan, and go for it.
Because I've watched a total of maybe 3 sports anime, which is Slam Dunk, Aoashi, and Chihaya Furu, and I've tried to watch other ones, but
sports.
So
Yu-Gi-Oh counts then, right?
I guess technically, yeah. But that's like anime.
Cheap jab. Don't really care.
So and I really like Aoashi. It's just how Frank mentioned it. It kind of shows you like the love and the care and the attention to the sport. And I do think it started very anime, but it just progresses, and I was waiting for Frank to get a certain point where I felt the story progressed even more. Like I felt like it opened up the world of soccer to me. I didn't know anything because I would probably fall into like a casual where I'm like, we just we just need this dude to in the net
get the ball in the net and we win.
Yeah. But it really like breaks down into like the other positions, like with like their importance, like what they have to do, and it goes into full detail. And the main character, he does like a good growth. Like because when he starts, he's like Ash, like I want to be the best, like no one ever was. And it's like no, you need to really learn the sport. You really need
that's not gonna get you very far.
So I thought it was gonna be like just like just because. He has heart. And
He's got heart, willpower.
And he tries, and that's all you need, right?
Because most people don't do that.
Yeah, so this anime is like, or this story is more like, no, you really have to, get into like the details of like the small little things. They put very good attention to small details.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, even the opening, I could tell that they put care into it. Huh? Like it starts off with just walking, but you can see like grass moving, and I just felt like, oh yeah, that's how it feels to walk on grass. But it's just, it has very cool small details, because even when they're playing soccer, it's not just like they're running and then they're talking like, oh, right. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a very long time, but it's kind of what I remember from Captain Tsubasa. It was like, he's over there, we gotta do this. I'm like, damn, how long is the field and nobody's getting to you?
Classic anime. Your perspective's all over the place.
I feel like it's very realistic in the way they've drawn how the game is played. It does pause in moments, but it's mostly the main character who does that. So, and it kind of like, it's his thing.
Right.
That was really cool how it's just, it felt like I was really watching soccer, as opposed to, like Blue Lock. It was like, what the heck?
Right.
Man? Like they score from there and then suddenly they teleported here. Like it's just really dumb. Like, but it's great. Probably, and it's hard for me to say, this is probably my new favorite soccer anime. I mean, there's not that many.
I was gonna say, is there that many? But all right.
I want to say that Ginga Kickoff, it's still my favorite, but if I'm thinking subjectively, I think this one does a lot of things better, like portray the matches, and it goes into detail to a lot of stuff. The other one, it's like in my heart, so I would put it in number one still, but giving
a run for its money,
taking my heart out of my body, and having to
being a cold-hearted robot machine man.
I think that this one overall is better, but I still recommend the other one. I want to go back and watch it so that I can compare.
Right, I know that feeling too well.
And I still want Ivan to watch it. I want to know what his thoughts are. The problem is I can't find it.
I'm sure it's on the internet.
Oh.
The internet has a way.
The internet has everything.
I'm so tired of looking for stuff.
I know that feeling too well.
That pretty much wraps it up. The Fire Emblem, Blue Lock, and then Aoashi.
Blue Yuck.
Blue Yuck, yeah. It's like cocky lock. God damn it.
Let's play Great Britain or something.
I just have to say thank God for Aoashi, because that just
good palette.
It's making it gives me hope for the world that good people still exist out there, and
there you go.
They're doing God's work. So yeah, that was my week. And with that, I guess we can move on to the draft.
It's draft time.
Unless anybody has any final thoughts.
No, play Advance Wars, you fools.
I need another game. I need Dual Strike to come out.
I really need it. I mean, I have it already, but I could take another copy.
Ray could wobble couple me every time with the same two long range.
Max and Grid all the way.
Every single time. Wait, and there's another special. Shit.
Grid first, switch over to Max, finish them off.
All right, I guess I'll explain the draft. We are looking for the next great anime.
Yeah, we are.
This season, and we decided to do it via draft. So each of us are gonna draft 3 animes in order of who ranked best from our previous picks
from last season.
Ivan got ranked number 1, so that means he did the worst, because the worst always pick first.
First the worst. That's what they told me in 5th grade. It still holds true to this day.
And I'm second worst.
Second the best.
Followed by, I forgot who's third.
It's me.
Ray. And Miles last, and certainly not
the
least.
That's what happens when you get isekai. When you pick isekai shows, this is where you end up.
So if you're every single season, cool.
It's where you belong.
Let me get comfortable. Let me get
get
comfortable.
your pillow out because you're gonna be here for a while.
I'm just kidding. This Ivan got first because everybody liked his anime most.
Tomo-chan.
Followed by mine, Ray, and Miles. So
no.
You know, kill the dinosaurs.
Wow.
You know,
Really?
I wanted you to feel good before you learned the reality.
Pick up, body slam on the floor.
So basically, how this is gonna work? Ivan's gonna go first, then me, then Ray, then Miles, and we're gonna have to watch these 3 episodes, and then we're gonna preview them. Or is that what it's called? Yeah, we're gonna preview them next time around. After that, we're gonna decide which one is gonna be our anime for the season.
Our champion that we'll all have to watch and review towards the end of the season, and then we may come up with like a listener's choice round? Question mark. We'll discuss that after the pod.
Do we have listeners?
Tons of them.
They're listening right now.
It's
my!
Me, the editor.
We're
Hello.
live. We're live.
Hello, future me.
Oh, so basically, if I have my 3, and I'm guessing you guys have yours, but if somebody chooses yours, you can't watch it no more. So
it's you can never watch it again.
You can never watch it again if you watch it.
And we'll watch your Crunchyroll feed, so we'll know. We'll know.
There's gonna be a fine. It's gonna be against draft regulations.
You don't want that.
So hopefully you get 3 good ones. I kind of feel like I'm gonna win, but you know.
I feel like my only competitor is Frank. Because I'm pretty sure I know what Ivan's picking, so I avoided his picks. And then I know what Miles is picking, and I don't even care, so.
I like first a body slam, and then
by the way, Miles is my brother, so if I make extra fun of him, it's because I know him my whole life, so it's alright. It's alright. You know how brothers be. It's fine. It's fine.
Then another body slam afterwards.
He bounces back every time.
He was on the floor. You extended your arm, picked him up, just to toss him to the ground.
I had no control. Legally, my lawyers told me I have to.
Yeah.
I saw a joke that said, anime titles back then. What are you watching? Bleach. Anime titles now. Oh, I'm watching How I Got Reincarnated as a Spider in Another World and Shot the Teacher. I'm watching How I Got Reincarnated like something.
Yeah, the names are so complicated.
So I have 1 or 2 that's a mouthful that hopefully I don't have to say aloud.
Thankfully, I just have them saved on my phone.
So, you know the anime that prevented this.
Naruto. Keep it simple.
All right.
Okay.
In that case, should we get started?
Yeah, let's
go.
ready.
The number 1 draft pick of the 2023 spring season goes to Navi, aka Ivan.
So I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm playing mind games, but
okay.
Interesting.
But I think I'm gonna do this because I want certain shows to be on the list no matter what. So
okay.
So I don't want to take it away. I'm hoping that someone chooses it, and if not, I will ultimately choose it. So,
interesting. Going for the long con.
So I just wanted to make sure that certain shows get chosen. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So my first pick. I think I just have to go with the first one that caught my attention, and I rewatched the preview. I'm like, why did I choose this one again? But
that's a good start.
But I mean, whatever. I have to stick to it. So
there you go.
So it's Yamada-kun to level 999 no Goi wo suru. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999.
Season 2 of Yamada-kun. Got it.
Yeah.
So the witches here or no witches?
No witches. No, this is just your, romance anime that I've been watching for like the last 5 years, and we're going
more of the same.
More of the same, but okay. So yeah, that's my first choice.
Did anyone have it on the list? I'm curious.
No.
Also no. But also I looked at him like, I'm pretty sure Ivan's gonna pick this.
Yeah, well that's
and he's got first choice this round, so why even bother? So it's just more romance? That's the biggest reason you picked it?
Yeah.
Because there's no I imagine everyone has a different reason of why they picked what and in what order. I'll explain mine. Mine's kind of complicated and silly.
I kind of feel like I know what someone might pick already. If
Right.
that makes sense. Like I think that one will get chosen by Frank. I think that one might get chosen by Ray.
Right.
I think I got reincarnated by in another world. will get chosen by Miles. But in a way, I was trying to get out of the bubble, but I want to make sure that some shows are on the list.
Right.
That's why I'm playing it a certain way.
I
so.
see. Oh, interesting. Oh, all right. I think
So-
that is that it?
Yeah, so yeah, basically, yeah, it's the preview. It's like a romance. I have watched the first 3 episodes, and yeah, it's
Okay. So far, you're feeling good with your first choice. All right. See, doing the extra homework.
Okay.
I think it's
Alright.
now your turn, Frank.
Yes, you didn't pick anything I wanted to watch.
Oh, part of the plan.
All right. Mine number 1 pick of the first round is.
Oh my god.
And it's all the fans. My home hero.
Oh.
So
number 1.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. I think this is gonna be the one I'm gonna watch. And it's the only thing I've watched this season.
Okay.
I've seen 2 episodes already.
Okay.
The reason I liked it just seemed so different than anything else on the list. It's actually a little better than I expected, and it's not what I expected, because I thought it was gonna be about like more action.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll talk about that more later. I wanted to go over all of the animes on the list and look at the trailers and then decide by that, and I was doing that.
Oh, I see. I was gonna ask you that.
But I stopped when I skipped the ones that I thought were completely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this one, I think it was called X and Y or something like that. I looked it up and just freaking Pokemon kept coming up.
That's what it sounds like to me. I must have missed that
And
one.
I was like, I even typed anime and I was like, nope. So it didn't exist. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just go with the titles and pictures, because this
There you go.
I can't find this stuff. So yeah, I feel good about it. I think it should at least give us something interesting to watch. And unless my other 2 picks like blow me out.
So is it like what kind of show? Is it like a mystery or shonen?
I guess I could explain it a little bit.
Just a little. I'm just curious.
It's about, because the trailer does not really explain it too well.
Okay.
It just kind of shows you action scenes and tells you how great it is.
It's really
It's like
good, I swear.
the critically acclaimed book or something. I don't know what it was saying.
Right.
So it kind of gave me like a whole different perception of what it was.
Mm.
Basically, it's about this dad. I think he's a cop, but at the same time, he's a little too wimpy to be a cop.
Mhm.
And he has a daughter, and she's dating this like a son of a yakuza.
Oh.
So she's getting what do you call it? She's getting hit, beat up, and stuff like that.
Oh.
And he notices that, and she just says, "Oh no, everything's fine. I just fell."
Right.
He kind of goes and investigates and runs into the dude, kills him.
What?
But he doesn't know that he is like a gangster.
Right, I was
He
gonna
kind of just
say.
thinks it's a violent boyfriend.
Right.
And so that's what it is about. It's about and the wife comes in, and it's about them hiding this murder and the yakuza after them. So
Anime, huh?
yeah, it's like watching it's pretty intense, because I'm like,
sounds
oh
like it.
shit, like
Like some like little Yakuza stuff, like 8 or something.
yeah,
like that.
there's no superpower, so like
Right. It's just
It's
like a
just-
straight drama.
you have to outwit, one, get away with murder, and
Right.
2, hide from the yakuza.
Right.
And like it's pretty cool, like how it keeps you on your toes, and I wouldn't say it keeps me guessing, but it's just like what it's gonna like. I kind of feel like they're gonna be okay, but at the same time it puts you in situations like they can't be okay.
Right. Right.
So I'm really looking forward to it.
Sounds suspenseful.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm gonna win again.
And also boo you, Frank, because that was my second choice. Darn it, Frank.
I kind of knew you guys were gonna go for that one.
See, I didn't put it. So, I guess no one should be.
Because I haven't seen it, but because
4, you can't.
I
talk
saw
yet.
I just saw the synopsis, and I was like, yeah, that sounds different. I like different.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad
Darn it.
I picked it. And I guess I passed the baton to Ray.
All right, it's my turn. So I have not seen anything yet, okay, I've technically seen like the openings for the shows, but I really wasn't reviewing them thinking like, oh, is this worth watching for that purpose? I do it every time without just out of curiosity since I'm an openings junkie.
Prove it to me.
Yeah. So yeah, my picks were based off just reading the synopsis on was it Anime List. But I guess I broke it down versus everyone's probably. I'm assuming probably most of you guys probably be like, this is the show I want to watch, and you go from there and at least want to watch. Mine, I kind of broke it down to like subcategories.
Of course you do.
Because of course I have to overthink everything I do in my life. So my 3 categories, personally what I'm interested in, what is popular, and what is not popular, but maybe should be. So those are my 3 different categories.
Oh.
So that's the way I broke it down. But of course, because it's about my first pick is going to be what I've read, and I'm like, I want to watch that. And I don't care if it's popular or not popular. I just want to watch it. So my first pick for this draft we're doing for the spring 2023 season is Insomniac's After School.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
I did not want to watch that either. So.
No, I said yes that you chose it.
Okay. So how funny. 2 yeses for very different reasons. Very interesting.
I'm glad you chose it. I saw that one. I'm like, I think he's gonna choose it.
I see.
Yeah. So I'm kind of glad you chose it. Yeah.
So it does seem to be like a high school, maybe slice of life drama question mark.
I did watch the first 2 episodes, I think.
Okay, they're already out. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I only know the synopsis. I do know it's made by Linden Films, who have made like mixed things on out there. But one of my favorites, I mentioned earlier, Yamada-kun, 7 Witches, one of my favorites. But of course, it's the first thing I did on YouTube, so super biased on that. So yeah, it was just really this, like I said, the idea of like they talk about these kids hanging out after school, and they're into like stars, astronomy, and they're hanging out, and it just seemed the synopsis implied like it's, like I said, a slice of life coming of age kind of story perhaps, and maybe kind of a murder mystery supernatural question mark. But I the way I read it, maybe we'll see. I haven't seen it. Maybe I thought it was just like a gimmick for excuses for people to hang out and do things they normally wouldn't do. But maybe there is like supernatural shit. I don't know. But
I do have a comment though on that show.
What's that?
The first episode, it's not a big deal, but the main character's body changes. Like he's in one scene, he looks a certain way, like kind of like buff, and then another scene he looks very skinny. I'm like, what's going on here?
Got the
like,
Superman.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that in post.
It's like an anime
Inconsistency.
inconsistent, like in his like
yeah.
But
sounds like Linden. I like their stuff. I don't say it's good.
but it's not bad. But yeah, like there was a couple of scenes where like hey, like why do you look so different from
right
that
from
shot
scene to scene?
this shot?
Yeah, that makes sense. I am curious. I do like the slice of life coming of age story. So if it has that and maybe a little supernatural, I like supernatural stuff too. So it checked all the boxes for me, and I figured I have to draw first look. So this seems something Ivan would have picked perhaps. So I figured I had to be kind of quick. So that's why I made it my first choice.
Yeah, I'm glad you chose it though.
So yeah, that's my first draft. So now I believe it's Miles' turn.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's
Yes,
go.
number 4 pick.
Okay, so I think no one's shocked by this. I'm pretty sure Ray's definitely not shocked by this.
Can I guess?
Do we all want to guess?
Oh, really?
But there's too many to guess from though.
No, it's gotta be
Well, it's Frank's guess. Let's hear Frank's guess.
Idol Masters.
I don't think. Wait. There was an Idol Sester. I think this season wasn't there. I was gonna say I don't think.
Let me look up the name because I can't. I just saw it and I'm like, oh, Miles.
I'm gonna say my gut instinct would have been Konosuba, but I feel like you went for that. I don't even know what it was called, but that anime about. I don't know. We saw the opening and it seemed like something right up your alley with the guy and the girl and like he's got like little siblings or something.
No.
Not that one. Okay.
It's the one I'm thinking is called The Idol Master Cinderella Girls U149.
U149. Yeah.
I got it right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would that be your first pick?
Because it's
what a waste of a pick. No one here wants this. No one's going to watch that.
Wait, that's really your first pick?
For real? I don't think you know how the draft works.
A draft works to choose the shows we want to watch. Yes.
He needed that one for his team. He was like,
The team that's going to lose.
this is a lock.
Because it's coming back, baby. You gotta go.
Oh my God.
Because one in the summer and there's one in the fall. I mean, that's what we're doing here. That's
What's the name of it again?
Disappointed.
Idol Masters and Other Girls U149.
Look, if you scroll all the way in the bottom of my anime list, keep going.
Okay, that's
past
cool.
the zero.
Oh, okay.
And there it is.
I found it.
Is
Yeah.
it like under
It
149?
says 3 people watching, and 2 of them are Miles
No.
because he forgot his old account still there.
Hey. I used to play the game a lot before it shut down in March, all right? Leave me alone.
Okay.
Number 1. Number 3, sure.
It's my draft. I'm going to pick whatever I want. Shut it.
His fans were asking for it.
Come on.
Is there anything you would like to say about it? Or?
Yeah, Ben Echo's calling me. No, he calls me every day, going like,
I was gonna say that shit must be in the mail.
You gotta choose this, man. You gotta choose this. We're coming back.
Have you seen the movie Draft Day?
I don't think so.
With
though.
the one with the what's his name? Is it Kevin Costner?
That sounds about right. I haven't seen it though.
I haven't.
Miles?
I've seen trailers for it, but I haven't.
A swing and a miss for Frank.
You know what? It's pretty good. You should watch it.
It's a good movie.
It reminded me of Miles right now because he's like the general manager and he's electing the number 1 draft pick, and then just players keep calling him, "You're gonna pick me, right? You're gonna pick me," right? And then fans and the owner are like, "You're gonna get this guy, right? You're gonna get this guy. We're expecting you to pick this guy."
Yeah.
And I feel like Miles is like, yeah, idol girls, right? Idol girls.
Miles is doing like Moneyball here, but like the bad Moneyball.
Oh, that's cool. This is for my enjoyment. Leave me alone. Anyway.
Who?
Well, we have to watch it, so.
No, he has to watch it.
See, that's the caveat. I have to watch it. Then you guys have to watch it, so it's fine.
Well, who knows?
It most likely probably won't pass, probably.
And if it does, we're gonna have to recess this podcast.
Because it's not by A1, it's by
Oh God.
Side Game Pictures, which I
Who?
Side Game Pictures. They do a lot of other game stuff. Like they did what do you call it? The print. There was another one that's another mobile game title thing, whatever.
That narrows it down.
Princess Reconnect. It got canceled too. But
Oh, so this season, but for sure this is gonna be the year.
Great resume.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
well, but,
This time, though, they're gonna let other feet.
Well, because I say the mobile game got. I never get to play it because it shut down. Crunchyroll shut it by the beginning of this year, so I never got there.
May they rest in
The anime's
Yeah, pretty
pretty
much.
good though. But anyway, yeah. So that's my number 1 pick, and there we're going to move on before I get
Okay.
rattled
Well,
over
Miles
here.
is
All
determined to
right,
go against
on
the
to
flow.
the second round.
Okay, so.
Here we go.
Ivan.
Back to number 1.
So since I feel like Frank is going for the win, he wants to get that number 1. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the heavy hitter.
Ooh.
So I was gonna leave this as my 3rd choice, but I think I'm gonna move it up to number 2.
Ooh. Last minute choices before the call.
Yeah. So
Strategy's kicking in now.
okay. So I'm gonna go with. It's an odd choice, but I kind of did an because I also didn't want to just choose romance ones, but this is Oshi no Ko, and this is like
yeah.
You
This is-
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Ray is now upset now.
Wait, I mean, should we know this? What's going on?
It is one of the more popular shows of this
Mhm.
season.
Yeah.
so, but I do want
You
to
have
say
a picture?
But this one.
And I was gonna say it was gonna be my next pick, so there goes that. I don't know. I know nothing about it. All I know is High Dive is spending millions of dollars in advertising and dropping shit everywhere, on websites, on YouTube. They are promoting the shit out of this show.
So, it's the same writer from Kaguya-san.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, and the first episode is basically a movie.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how long it is, but it's basically a movie. The
They
first
say
episode.
it's roughly it's like 90 minutes. It's supposed to.
Mhm.
It's probably be pretty big.
Huh.
So I did watch the first episode. I did watch the second episode too. So but since Frank is going for the win, I'm like, okay, all right.
Time to bring the big
Feel the
guy.
pressure. Feel the
It doesn't,
pressure.
it doesn't matter. I got the true number 1 pick. You
Oh.
you flopped.
You already played yourself.
So
I
but-
could pick chumps and it doesn't
You'll
matter.
still win. Don't matter. I'll always be number
I got
one.
Jordan. Come on.
Celebrado over there. Psh.
But we'll see though, because everyone's claiming like this is gonna be like the one.
It seems like it. It seems like it.
And we'll see. I still feel like it has to get proven.
Right.
It's still really early, but I guess you can say that it is one of those very high budget animes.
Yeah.
And
A lot
I
of
guess
money.
the only real reason I guess I ultimately said, because when I saw like the preview, like the characters, the way they look, like I just skipped it, automatically.
I see.
But when I found out it was a writer from Kaguya, I'm like, oh, because I do like Kaguya.
Right.
And he has like a very, I guess now when I looked at it again,
You can see it.
I can see it, yeah. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
and I am a fan of Kaguya, so I think that's
The big reason.
The big reason why I ultimately added it to my list.
Oh, that's cool. And also, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, honest, I thought about that one, but because I did finish Kaguya-sama like not that long ago, and I'm still kind of a little bitter about that in the sense how it ended.
There is a movie though, right?
There's a movie, but I finished the manga because the manga finished a while ago.
Oh yeah,
it did. I try and
not satisfying. It sounds like
it's never Haruhi.
I mean, but Haruhi technically isn't over. It's on hiatus.
Neither
just like Hunter x Hunter.
Neither is Kaguya-sama if you think about it in a certain point of view.
But didn't he say he's done though?
Well, he is done.
Because he's got this apparently, right?
Well, because I guess
Haruhi guy did do that other thing for like a second.
He's somewhat retired, but he's still doing Oshinoko.
Oh,
which I kind of like. Wait, what is that? Like,
yeah, what does that mean?
But it's like, but you can't. But you haven't finished the. No, you haven't finished the story. No.
Weird.
And it's like reminds me of Haruhi over again because like Haruhi ends like a certain point, right? And like so, there's more, right?
Yeah. Well, I think Haruhi's like because the anime and the voice actress for Haruhi, there's like a lot of like real world drama, which is probably a reason why that didn't happen. Japan is like, well, if we can't have the voice actor, then we don't do the show.
Yeah.
But maybe I don't know, but I feel like that's a big reason why there's not more Haruhi anime where there could be.
Yeah.
And also thanks for bringing that up, Miles. Fuck you too.
On
both fronts.
You know what? Bad words hurt people.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
Never the pain.
This pain I feel, I'll give it to you. My pain's greater than yours.
So that's your number 2 pick. I have to make a confession. I don't know who Kaguya is.
It is an anime.
All right. I thought it was like a studio or something.
Kaguya, was it Kaguya-sama, Love is War?
The first thing I thought was Kaguya, the villain from Naruto.
Right. Well, I could see that.
Hell yeah.
So
hell no.
I like bunnies.
There's this giant space lady.
How would you describe it? Like a very...
It's just high school romance, but over the top as fuck.
Like...
It's just silliness on top of silliness. It's close. It's more like do you know Azumanga Daioh?
No.
Nichijou.
Yes.
Yes, of course you know Nichijou. It's kind of like that, but comedy romance.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's more slash.
It's very stupid.
I'll watch it if Ivan tells me to watch it.
I liked it.
It's funny. It's kind of one note, but it's a funny one note. If you don't binge watch it all in one sitting, you got to space it out.
All right. So I was looking through, the list, and this was one that kind of drew my attention. I felt it was different, but at the same time, it's not different. So I'm gonna pick it second because I just feel it's a little different than what everything else is out there. It has a kind of a long name, so I have to look it up. Why Realina ended up at the Duke's mansion.
Son of a bitch!
I knew it.
Son of a bitch!
Wait, which one's that one?
Let me try to say it again. Her name is weird. Why Rail?
Raylina?
I'm gonna skip the A. I'm gonna just skip the A. Why Liana ended up at the Duke's mansion.
It is a mouthful. And goddamn it, that was gonna be my third pick. Son of a bitch. This is why I had several backups because of this very goddamn reason.
I mean, what drew me to it was the cover, the cover page.
If it works, it works.
I looked at the trailer and the art seemed adequate enough for me, and not that I paid too much attention to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did start watching this other anime called My First Clueless Friend, something like that, and I thought that was going to be one of my picks. Oh god, it was bad. It was useless.
That was my third pick. No, I'm joking.
I felt like, I mean, maybe
I'm joking.
One episode's too little to judge, but I was watching it and I was like, I don't see no point to this anime. Like, it's just them talking. And all right, so that's my second pick. The only thing I know about it seems like, even though I wanted to avoid otherworld animes, like she transfers into this other place, or could be another world or not.
Isekai, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah. But it looks different because, in my image, Isekai, you said, you go and it's kind of like an RPG world, like a video game world.
Usually,
this one seems more like a novel, like a setting of like a romantic old 1800s type thing.
Right.
So that's what I kind of drew me to it. Like, all right, I want some fresh blood here. So I went with that. Hopefully it doesn't suck.
Fingers crossed.
Knowing me,
Yeah.
I won't hate it. I really doubt I'll find something as bad as Blue Lock. So yeah. Sorry, Ray. Sorry
So
to
let me
burst your-
just complete the cycle and fuck you, Frank.
Come on.
There you go. Everyone gets the same amount of love here on the
We
podcast.
talked about.
Everyone could say, I treat everyone fairly and equally. I hate you all.
Well, I'm counting these, curses, and
I get used to it after a while. It just like falls off. Like, oh, that's
revenge
cool.
is a
Cool.
cold plate, or something like
What?
that.
That's how that
Good
I'm
enough.
not sure that's the line, but yes.
It's a cold plate.
The intention is out there.
I think I got it for the
Who
most
needs
part.
Who needs the dish? Right?
I'm gonna give you some ice cream later on
Ooh.
for all these.
Oh, chocolate chip. I hate chocolate. Oh, you son of a bitch. My only weakness.
Banana split or some
I hate bananas.
frozen yogurt.
Non-fat. Oh, there's no flavor in here.
All right, then number 3 pick.
Number 3, it's me. Well, here I am going for backups of backups.
Oh no, that's
I-
the second, right?
Oh yeah, well, third pick for this round.
Yeah.
Right, the second round,
second.
third pick of second round. That makes sense.
Uh,
My pick for this round was to go with something popular because it's popular, so I should pick it sooner than later. But I also want to make sure I got my first pick, which I did, so I'm happy with that. What I'm not happy with, though, is now as I realize, oh god, what my second popular pick was.
here we go.
My choice for this round is Hell's Paradise.
Oh.
So, yeah.
That's a completely new one.
It is a new show that came out this season. The reason I picked it is because, one, like I mentioned, it is popular, and the reason I mentioned why it's very popular, it is by Studio Mappa, who is famous for like the Chainsaw Mans, the Jujutsu Kaisen, everything these days, the Attack on Titans now these days.
The hot trending.
They're the very hot and coming studio that beats the crap out of its workers and makes them keep animating shit all the time.
I had trouble picking. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But I have trouble picking something from like, does it have a second? Is this the first season? I'm like, I was kind of nervous about that.
Yeah, because I guess we did discuss that if there was a second more season, that we would all have to agree that if you would eventually pick that to be your chosen, we'd all have to be okay with that because that's a lot of anime. But yeah, my knowledge, this is only 13 episodes. It's made by Mappa. I don't know. It looks like it's a shonen battle thing. Cool. I don't know. I think there's ninjas. I really kind of just glanced over. My brain went, shonen battle this season by Mappa. Got it. And I went, well, it's going to be popular, so we should cover it for the podcast. Am I particularly very interested in it? No, I barely know what it's about, but it's just like I said, it's popular, and we should put it. It's good for the algorithm. Get that SEO up this season. So, lucky me, I get to watch 3 episodes of Mappa, who I don't really care
once
in
again,
particular for.
Mappa coming in once again.
I love torture. The things I
think
do
it's
for
like
this podcast.
From what I saw, it's like almost horror.
Oh, Ray Jujutsu Kaisen again.
Woo!
Edgy. Oh god, what have I done to myself? I've made a huge mistake.
All right, I guess that leads to me for my second of this pick, right?
Idol Master 2.
Aha, it's fun.
Now I'm totally
All
clueless
right,
what you're gonna do.
We got jokes now. We got
What's it
jokes.
gonna be? What's it gonna be?
The one you obviously, the one that Ray
I
mentioned
said earlier.
A Galaxy Next Door.
There you go.
Oh, I just saw it right now. I'm like, I saw the title. I'm like, I think he might choose that one.
Yeah,
that looks like a
Because-
Miles right there.
because like it's very warm. I don't know. It's
What is it about? I just saw the opening and guessed.
Well, it's about a guy who's he takes care of his 2 I guess nephews, nephew and niece, I guess.
Oh.
But he's like a manga writer, so but he's kind of been in a slump, and then this lady shows up next door. Then I guess that's the whole world changes over because of her. I guess basically it's like I guess it's like more like kind of like a Barakamon kind of situation.
I was gonna say it sounds like Brockman to me.
I was gonna choose this one.
Oh.
But then I was like, no, I can't pick another world one again, and I ended up picking another one. So,
But it's not an isekai. Is it an isekai? It's just
no. It's straight up just your
normal like kind of
day,
like slice of life, slow drama.
Yeah.
I kind of hope you pick this one. Like,
And the reason, like, most of my picks, regardless of the Idol Master one, most of it, I say if there's a manga for it, I'll read the manga. Well, then I'll probably choose it first. 'Cause I can read the manga because I like to read manga before I go.
Right.
To the anime,
So did you for this as well?
Yeah, there is one. Yeah.
But have you read it?
No, I haven't read it.
Oh, okay. I just want to confirm.
But, I usually read it first. But I went by because obviously if I don't get the pick, then it's like no, like no. But for the person, I want locked in.
Now he's gonna run and buy it after the podcast.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
Just locked it in.
All right. I like your second pick.
Well, you're at least predictable, brother.
Yeah, Corey. Yeah.
I didn't think I forgot if I remembered Idolmaster exists. I guess I still would have at least given you like third choice on that one though. He would have been the smart because no one's picking it.
And that's the point, right?
But why first?
Because it's the wild card. No.
I guess no one sees it coming.
Best
I
anime of all
suppose.
time.
10 out of 10.
Like,
Move over Full Metal.
That's where you get the high school student
Kaguya-sama.
who doesn't have any college experience in baseball. You get the guy first, and then he'll eventually develop there. Hopefully,
Idolmaster gets on base.
He wants to give it the prestige of being the number one pick.
I guess
for the
true.
franchise.
I guess that's you got it, Frank. That's the angle I was missing.
Okay.
All right, so last round.
Last round. Here we go. Everyone's final choices.
Okay, so I was watching 2 animes, but I think I'm gonna choose one that I think if I do end up going with it, that maybe it will be more enjoyable for everyone. And so I'm gonna choose Skip to Loafer.
Yeah, that one I saw. I knew that's an Ivan pick right there. So I don't. And I knew your first round, so I'm like, I don't even have a chance for it. But I might have had a chance if I shuffled my cards. But oh well.
So yeah, it's it kind of the artwork reminds me of Kimi no Todoroki.
Yeah, that's what I said when I saw it.
Yeah.
And that's what I told Miles. Yeah, look at this Kimi no Doki fucker. And I bet you Ivan's picking this thing.
Yeah, but story wise, it's almost using the same formula, and it kind of
What?
little bit.
No.
Probably the same person, probably.
Yeah, I'm like, I did look it up, so it kind of bothers me a little bit. Like, you ain't going there. You're not gonna touch this story. And what's a little bit weird is like the main guy. It looks identical to one of the characters of Kimi no Todoroki, and he's a blonde guy. And blonde guys are never main characters. So
yeah, usually, yeah.
So they're always like
That is
either
kinda
like the
interesting.
sleazy or like the
Right. The comedy relief kind of guy.
Yeah, so but not bad. So I think I know it's not my choice anymore, but the other one I was kind of watching was
Honorable mention.
but I think it's The Dangers in My Heart. Boku no kokoro no.
I don't think I had that one on my list.
That's on my manga read list.
Yeah, so but it was one of those like almost slice of life like pervy, so I think Skip to Loafer is a little bit safer.
Makes sense.
I don't
sense.
I don't know if I was gonna like it, and I don't know if anyone else was gonna like it.
Right. Yeah, I didn't. I guess I didn't think about that. Like referring to you guys.
Oh, you
Because
guys
I guess that's what the previews for. That's when I'll think like, all right, what's a show that I like that hopefully not everyone else. Because then ideally I get that first spot next time around, right? You got that number one choice we get to next time at the end will determine the fates for the next draft. Ooh.
Whoa,
Interesting.
Halloween.
And apparently, when the future it will be, and they'll hear them be like, "Oh wow, how'd they know?"
Okay, so Frank.
All right. This one I kind of wish I did more research here. Well, the thing is, once I got to My Home Hero, it was kind of like decided. I'm like, this is it. Like, you're my guy. Like,
Right
you're gonna lead us to the promised land.
I choose you, Pikachu.
I kind of like just two more just to fill it.
Yeah, 2 more to fit the bracket. These guys are gonna do a match.
We got 2 roster spots open. Just gotta fill them in.
You got the Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
One ringer and then the rest are.
They're not gonna play, so whatever. It's like, but now that I think about it, I'm like, damn, I have to watch them. So I kind of wish I would have like done a little more into it because I was doing this before I knew we were gonna do the draft.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be like, if you know it, just say it, and then we'll go with that.
Right.
But I guess live and learn, and so I'm not excited about this pick.
Okay.
Well, it's number 3, so I guess that makes sense. That checks out.
I hope it's cool. It sounds
The Hail Mary here.
a little different. If this ends up being my pick, oh wow, like
Game changer here.
yeah. So it's called The Marginal Service.
Service. Oh, I have not. This wasn't even on my radar at all.
It looks like
What is
it's
this?
kind of like public service anime.
Oh.
So I don't know if that means like firefighters or
that kind of like first responders
or trash, like waste management people.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know what they mean by public service.
Right.
I looked at the trailer and kind of gave me vibes of Tiger and Bunny, but without the powers.
Oh.
So I don't know what to expect from this one.
Right.
Like I said, it was just they're like, okay, you come here, like let's go.
You look ready. Get in here.
I needed it. I needed something to fit in the demographic, and so I can get that that budget.
There you go.
So I mean, I feel bad for the stuff I'm saying about it, but it's just I hope it proves me wrong.
You didn't choose this as duress or anything, right, Frank? This is free will. This is what you wanted.
Yeah, I feel like somebody just put a gun to my head, like choose something. And I was gonna pick that one that they keep promoting with that magician girl. Like I don't know if you've been on Crunchyroll lately, but it's like the thing that they just pops up. The first thing that pops up.
Oh, this one. It's called Konosubarashi.
Oh, Konosuba. Yeah,
I was gonna pick that one because the art looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
And then
it
I
does.
saw a trailer for it, and that magician girl had like the ridiculously huge titties, and I'm like, no,
yeah.
that's gonna bug me. I was
But,
like, that's
but
unrealistic.
That's Konosuba.
well, Konosuba is it's
So you're a 14-year-old boy and you play video games. Well, here you go.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's gonna bug me. Even if it's good, I'm just gonna be thinking about, like, why are they there? Like, I mean, I know why they're there, but why are they ridiculously over?
Because that's how
There's so much fun.
Because when they play it for gag. It's how
Come on,
Anime, yo.
it's all the jokes.
there's the
that-
time and the place.
There's a little time for itch. There's always time for a little itch.
I was gonna I would have drafted it.
Frank says
Could have been you.
No etchy.
It could have been
No
you.
etchy.
You could have been the next great one.
Let's do it.
All right, so
Interesting.
that ends my draft, Ray.
I didn't see that coming. I admit I did not see that
Right,
coming.
a curveball.
I did see the rating, and it has like a 5.5 for the one that you chose.
Crap.
We'll see. The people could be wrong. People could be wrong.
It's okay, never, because it's not your first pick,
I
right?
mean,
It's your third pick. It's okay. It's okay if someone didn't do very well. It's fine.
is there such thing as undrafted anime?
Not yet.
You could try to trade it for Idol Master.
Yeah, you could get it. Yeah, that could be yours.
Anybody want to trade?
I just realized this
Swap
is funny if you think
spots.
about it. Imagine someone calls like, "Yeah, we're undrafting you." Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
it's not happening. It's not happening.
Miles, how about that Galaxy Next Door?
There
You can't be.
I was gonna choose something else. Like I was looking something else,
Nothing.
and I'm like, no.
I told you, Frank. Gotta have some backups.
All right.
Well, I mean, this I didn't need it.
Classic. My house wasn't on fire. Why did he fire shirts? And next thing you know, it was on fire. Oh man. All right. So for my pick this round, final draft is I went with the underdogs, if you will, the shows that they looked kind of interesting, kind of have higher scores than maybe that they should be versus popularity. I was kind of tempted to make a last second change, but I'm going to stick to my guns, and hopefully Miles will pick wisely on the third choice.
Oh, that's not good.
So I don't feel so bad, because probably my third popular choice is probably what I really want to watch instead. But I'm going to stick to my guns and pick, apparently representing the podcast, with Otaku Elf.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't even look at the synopsis. I just assumed by the title what the synopsis. It's an elf living in Japan who is also a nerd, ? I really don't know.
There's a manga for it, just so you know.
And she works as a shrine maiden, apparently, looking at this photo and synopsis now in front of me.
Oh, it's a girl.
So yeah.
They do exist.
Yeah, I really, that's about all I know. I looked at the score and I looked at the popularity and I said, well, that's pretty low, but that number is higher than average. It must be okay. And our podcast is called Taku Otaku, so we should talk about the Otaku show. So here we go.
How admirable of you.
I know.
To
I
represent.
All
have
right.
to represent the underdogs, apparently. So maybe it'll be all right. I mean, if it's like, what's it, Genshinken? Was that the old school, hey, so you're a nerd too, are you? And you're into anime. So if it's close to that.
See, but the problem is because Chicken's, I argue, is probably too nerdy.
Well, yeah, but that's what makes it fun. Because it's like an intro to like, so you're into anime. Well, then I bet you're into, and then like it gets, because really from that show, you look at the girlfriend's perspective of like an outsider, and she slowly kind of gets into it, but never like fully, 100%, right? But she kind of understands and kind of appreciates the medium.
I have a question.
Hit me.
Have you seen that Nier anime?
No.
It wasn't this season, right?
That was last season.
Oh, thank
But
God.
it was pushed back because of COVID, supposedly.
I would have felt bad if I could have picked that,
Pick near.
and I picked marginal service.
Maybe if you're lucky, Frank, maybe marginal service will also go. COVID could happen again, and then you have to pick something else. COVID, first time.
Well, don't get canceled.
Unless there's the server show, then maybe get canceled.
Don't become the next Jalen and Jacoby.
Oh dear.
So yeah, Otaku Elf is, or whatever I just said, is my third pick, and we'll see. It's the underdog. Maybe it'll upset, but you know what? It's going against nerds or like kind of nerdy high schoolers hanging out after clubs talking astronomy. And what was my other pick? Oh, the Mappa show, which boy I already forgot about. So it shows you how interested I'm about.
You sound excited about it.
At Mappa, let's go. Maybe this time. Hey, You're on Ice is all right. Maybe we'll get another one of those.
I feel bad for you.
I feel bad for myself too.
All right.
Let's pick.
Miles, don't fail us. Don't drop the ball now.
I'm scared now because like if Ray says I'm supposed to choose something, and he's like, because that was on my. That was.
Don't let him bully you.
Number 5.
Go with your heart.
But you know,
and choose wisely while you're at it.
I'm scared. I guess the choice I was going to choose is was it the Cafe Terrace?
Well, it was nice having you on the podcast, Miles.
Wait, does that mean he disappointed you?
And the other guys
again.
And what? Oh, Jesus.
Wait, which one was it?
Cute girls doing cute things at a cafe.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
That's because that was like I think my third or fourth when it comes to the underdog picks.
Do you think there's like a manly anime that's like
JoJo?
No.
What?
I mean, JoJo has action, but I mean like the equivalent of the girl one.
I mean, but that's just like shoujo in general.
Yeah,
What would that look
Fruits
like?
Baskets.
I kind of want to see that now.
Yeah, but
Just to know it exists.
It exists. Oh, for sure. I mean,
yeah,
that's, what's those video games called?
But so you're
I
talking
think
about
your pick, Frank, is basically one of those.
Crap.
The Otome, right? That's what they're called, Otome games.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're heroines, but the opposite, where you're a bunch of pretty guys and you pick your favorite pretty guy.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I don't think you did enough homework in your picks here, Frank.
Frank realized it. He fucked
I made
up.
a huge mistake.
You know which one I think Frank would have liked? I think he would have liked this one.
Isn't there like a clip and that's when he realized?
Yeah, basically.
I kind of know what kind of
what Frank's into.
this one.
What's your jam?
Well, one thing I've noticed is that
No one Heavenly Delusion. No one mentioned that one.
I originally was gonna pick that one high, but it's on Disney. It's in Disney Plus jail.
So
I did see that. So how do you see it? Or
you have to wait till it's all out, and then Disney will dump it out later on.
Yeah.
So by the
time
time it comes out, it'll pretty much be summer season for us. So that's why I took it off the board for myself because I noticed that.
They're not showing it on Hulu. No.
No, it's a Disney Plus thing to my
They're
knowledge.
so stupid.
Well, that's how they sign up for Disney Plus.
Welcome to Money Town.
Welcome to.
Because I kept.
Oh yeah,
I guess wait a minute.
yeah.
I was eyeing that one a lot.
That looks good.
Yeah, I was excited just because I didn't know anything about it, but I saw Production IG, so I was like, oh, it's been a minute since Production IG's done anything. What are they up to? And then, yeah, Disney just so. I mean, we'll talk about it later on the podcast, but it won't be part of our official season. And I was gonna say back to what's the cafe show? Before we do a general review.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, my pick, guys.
Remember, it was Miles' turn, and we all zoned out. It went.
We're all too busy dunking over here, and it's like I didn't get to say anything.
So what's the cute girl show about?
It's not a cute girl show. Anyway.
So what is it about?
It's Cafe Terrans and their goddesses. It's basically.
Wait, literally?
Yeah, I'm telling you the story.
Oh god, I thought they were like joking.
But. See, the funny part is I've already read it. I think I'm kind of curious because it's basically sounds like Love Hina signed up in a way.
All right, I was thinking the dungeon show, but all right.
So basically, the protagonist wants to go to guess what school, right?
Tokyo University.
Tokyo University,
the best school.
And oh no, he dropped out. Where is he gonna go? He's going to enter it instead of an inn. He's gonna go to a cafe that his grandmother runs. Also. And
yeah.
And that's why I'm like, okay, I gotta see this. Oh, this is gonna work.
See about 2001.
And then and of course there's five waitresses that work at the cafe, right? They also live at the cafe. So wow, we're doing this like
it's a harem.
It sounds like.
Oh.
I'm too curious.
I did not. I just saw the name and I saw the number and I said sure, I'll put on the bottom of my picks.
And there's also you can read the manga. I guess that's the important thing.
I didn't. catch the Love Hina vibes. That's fun.
And then I laugh. Okay, for all the things, right? The Tokyo U part.
I might have moved it up one notch just for that reference.
And it's like, okay, someone like it's been like what 20 years, right? It's like we're doing this now.
It's time.
We're doing this
time.
Now. It's like okay.
Negima's dead, or what's the new one that's not Negima? Basic Negima.
Yuku Holder, which is based Negima.
Which it went back to
Negima Part 2, basically.
Kamatsu's too busy being a politician.
He's moved beyond all of us now. He's in the he's fighting for creative rights.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, so because of that, that's
the reason. Well, okay, at least it's not
because there are some other mentions I have here, but no, obviously they're cuters and cute thing shows, and I don't think no one's. I only get with Wild Master Zal Master, and that I figured
that was the guilty pleasure.
That was the guilty one, and that's it. Because there's there was the Cute Crisis.
Oh, I did. That was on my list somewhere.
Because it sounded a lot like Squid Girl, kind of.
Oh right, that's because I saw that was my third underdog pick.
Yeah, because that was that sounds.
I thought the same. Oh, it sounds like Squid Girl, and like, oh, that's like a silly but funny enough show. It's like. For 20 minutes, that's funny, and you move on with your day.
So basically, it's like an alien comes down trying to evade Earth, but she sees cats, so she falls in love with cats.
She falls in love with silly things that we take for granted all day.
Yeah, so she.
At least that's what it sounded like in the
But she's going to try her best to take over the world one day.
But maybe tomorrow.
But these cute little cats, though.
But have you seen this? Oh,
and it's kind of like this
sushi. Sushi's very tasty. I'm talking about this show like I know it. I haven't even seen the fucking show.
But it reminds so much of Squid Girl. It's like
it sounds like it.
Yeah, but any problem. At the time, it was. I think it's on.
It's on
High Dive. Right?
Yeah, it's on High Dive. I didn't make a note. All right, so my picks.
High Dive for the Insomnia one.
Yeah, Insomniacs is High Dive. Hell's Paradise is a Crunchyroll, and my Otaku Elf is on High Dive. So I got 2 High Dive shows.
I think.
I signed up this year.
I think all of mine are Crunchyroll. I think.
Only the Idol one that I have.
Oh, right. That one's on High because like I said, everywhere I go, there's advertisements, banners for it everywhere I go. They're spending a lot of money on it. So I will ask everyone this question. Was there anything that was on your list that you're hoping for maybe you could get, or like maybe as a second or third backup that no one not talked about?
I kind of mentioned it already. Give me one.
Oh, The Dangers in My Heart?
The Dangers in My Heart, yes. So that's the... Why am I watching it? I don't know. And then I'm also watching the Insomnia one. So
okay.
So that one was on my radar. So I'm glad it got chosen.
Yeah, that's why I picked first. I'm like, I have to draw blood because I know this is an Ivan show right here. Look at this Ivan show. But I was hoping you were going to be too busy looking at the skip and loaf. You'll be too distracted. You won't see the Insomniacs come.
I saw. But I think the artwork looks really nice too for that one, the Insomnia one.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. It looked a little bit more, I don't know, like retro kind of a little bit. Yeah, so that's up my vibe versus the, very cute and bright, colorful shoujo, which is, I don't have like nothing against, but it's always like, we've seen this ourselves so many times. Yeah. So anything a little different it's always more interesting to me. Well, Frank, was there anything that you saw that you were thinking of a backup or a what if scenario perhaps?
The ones that drew my attention, I couldn't pick them because they had it said season 2. So like the Gundam one, I was like,
oh yeah,
yeah. I still need to watch the first season.
Yeah, that was another one that I just saw too. And then
the golf one, I wanted to watch the golf one.
I hear mixed things on that one. I'm curious.
And then there was a couple that I kind of like how the picture looked, but their name was just way too long. Like I'll give you one example right now. It's like the aristocrat, otherworldly adventure, serving gods who go too far.
Yep.
So
that's an anime.
The picture looks cool, and there was a couple like that. I'm like, but I kind of wanted to do something different, and
I see.
Like I said, I just picked the one I liked, and then 2 fillers.
Right.
And then I'm like, I don't want to have to
interesting.
Conflicted in my
So
heart.
interesting. So
that's really, that's kind of how I feel though.
I mean, I didn't think about that, but I guess that makes sense because there's only one that's gonna pass for the full review.
Because it's not like I'm gonna be like, okay, this one was great. This one was also great, and yours is crap. So you take my second great one. So it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like everyone picks the one, and then that's it. Maybe we should have done it like we picked 3 for someone else.
Something we'll talk about it after the pod, and maybe so stay tuned in the future. But there's something I kind of want to do for like second choice, if that makes sense. But I'm not sure exactly what that is yet.
Yeah,
but,
I was thinking about that as we were going through. I'm like,
yeah, it seems like it'd be a bit of a waste. So we'll talk about it, and we'll let everyone know what we're gonna do in the future. What wasn't I pick? I wrote down. So for the ones I was personally more interested in that didn't get picked was Death Mount Death Play. It just seemed like another death game scenario, but I tend to peek at those every so often, and it had a decent score.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
That's what I was like. That's something Frank might pick.
The reason I didn't pick it was because it was too. I'm trying to get away from morbid things.
Yeah, it seemed very edgelordy, dark, and heavy, and
just like
death game scenario.
I'm trying to,
Lighten
not
up my
think
life.
about death. I'm close enough as it is.
I feel it every day. It was my number 3 pick, and then my 4th pick when it came to things I was more interested in was the second season of the Ancient Magnus Bride, but of course that would require you guys to be interested to watch it, so that's why it was the number 4th pick, so it'd be really down and out where I'd go there. But season 1 had some pretty good highs and a lot of lows, so it was kind of a mixed bag, but I'm curious enough to see what season 2 would have been for that show, so that's why it was my 4th pick. And then Miles picked all my underdog picks after Frank stole the first one with the Duke's Mansion. But then the popular shows, the other 2 I had for 3 and 4 for my picks was the Konosuba, which I'm surprised Miles didn't pick, so you failed me, Miles. And then last, and once again, interested but not really interested, the new season of Demon Slayer, because it's Demon Slayer, and I'm going to watch it anyway.
That's what I would have picked if we could pick repeating.
We're good.
I think you guys could have been good. I was the only one that needed to catch up.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I didn't push for it was because I didn't want to hear what Ray has to say about it.
And let me tell you why it's so bad. You kids and your
I'm
garbage
gonna just watch
taste.
it and enjoy it. I don't need the stress of
You don't want reality come kicking in.
No,
the truth hurts.
Why would anybody want reality? Like, you ever watch?
Look at the moon up in the sky.
You ever seen the movie Shallow Hal?
Hey, when did Madara get here? Whoa, what's that?
You seen the movie Shallow Hal?
The really old one with
with Bowser? Yes, like 1,000 years ago.
With Bowser?
Yeah,
Bowser,
Jack
right?
Black.
Jack Black is Bowser?
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoilers for the next segment of the podcast.
Oh my.
What?
Guess who didn't do their homework?
Spoilers.
But yeah,
Ignorance is bliss.
yeah, like,
Uh-huh.
I thought I had a knockout. Why would I care what everybody else thinks?
There you go.
That's how I see Demon Slayer.
There you go. It's a pretty show.
It's a knockout.
It's a pretty show. That's for sure. But yeah, those were all the picks I made. I had all 12 picks because literally I'm thinking worst case scenario, but that's just me. I always think worst case scenario.
Right.
What about you, Miles? Was there anything that got left on the cutting?
Let's see. Obviously, Dr. Stone, because I read up where Dr. Stone is a little beyond.
Was
Is
slightly
that a new
tempted.
season or is it a movie?
It's a new season.
Yeah, TV show.
There was an OVA explaining a few part, but this is a new season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's another one I would have picked. I would have picked Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, and the Gundam one.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Maybe
Well, it's a
maybe
lot
we
of-
can do the bonus anime on one of those.
Could be. That's another possibility.
Yeah,
Or just we're running main topics. We'll do that.
and the thing with Dr. Stone's, of course, then we all have to watch the anime, and there's 2 seasons plus the OVA.
Right, it's a lot because I haven't seen any of the anime. I've only read a little bit of the manga.
I read the manga beyond that point, so I'm right at the next part, I guess.
Right.
He is
But I
Ultra
guess
Plus.
That's these days. I think everyone's doing parts now, so it's like, hey, they did the JoJo thing. Hey,
Hey, JoJo does it.
yeah. So it's like we're now part 5. Okay, I guess we move on to the next part. I guess arc or whatever we call it.
Apparently.
There's also then the Kizuna no Aleli. That's basically has
Man, you have good memory.
It's just another mobile game.
It was like it's a YouTuber.
Oh, the VTubers.
Oh, sorry, VTuber. Sorry.
Come on, dude.
Shoot.
Real people? Oh, yuck.
Sorry. I mean,
Anime girls
that's
only,
not-
please.
My bad.
I have a higher palate over here.
I guess she's like the original one. I guess Ai Kizuna. She's like the one original.
Wait, she has her own anime
Would
now?
you
Yeah,
like
she has
some-
her own anime now. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. So there's that one. Because it's all by Wit Studio too. So it's like.
Wait, what? Eh?
Yeah, they help there. Like, it's a kind of like a spy family kind of thing going on. Like it's a combination with someone else.
I'm surprised on that part.
Oh, yeah.
And then The other one is because I know there's a
Man,
manga
you had
for
a
it.
lot.
He had a lot of backups. He was ready. Well, he was in fourth place in all fairness.
Yuri is my job.
That sounds like a show you would watch.
Yeah, but it's on the manga list, I guess. But I don't think anyone really go down that rabbit hole. So that's why I skipped it.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to the movie section, and we were tasked to watch 2 movies, Suzume and Mario. Somebody didn't watch Mario,
Oh, who is
aka
this?
me, but it's fine. I'm the host, so I get a pass. For unknown reasons, I didn't watch it.
Unknown to you?
I got lost. I got amnesia because
You just woke up blind drunk and just woke up. Or
Well, that's
this isn't Mario.
That's another episode.
Stay tuned.
All right, so I didn't watch Mario, but I don't mind talking about it because I feel like there isn't like something that's gonna get ruined by talking about it. Maybe a couple of jokes here and there, but I don't mind. I'm taking one for the team.
Taking one.
So I'll go first. Mario, I'm guessing it's about saving the princess.
Whoa. How did you know that, Frank? How did you know that?
A wild guess. What the trailers seem to be is that they're gonna have some Mario Kart parts, some old school Mario versus Donkey Kong. Is that what the game is called?
Donkey Kong?
Yeah, some old school Donkey Kong. I don't get many expectations about movies, but I feel like I will enjoy it. So I'm not worried about getting spoilers. I'm worried about your poison. Your bad comments that I'm gonna be thinking about.
We'll say it again, huh?
The truth. It hurts.
Truth. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna try to like
enjoy yourself,
ignore you, just
tune out.
You're just
don't listen to the voice in your
angry,
head. It's
angry man.
Imagination.
Yeah, so that's my worry. I don't think there'll be too much I'll have a problem with. So I think it'll be fun eventually when I watch it. And I guess Ivan wants to go next.
Yeah, I'll go next. So
I'm gonna pass the baton to you. Hopefully you have some nice things to say about it.
So, the best way I can describe this movie is like a love letter to like Mario games.
Oh.
I wasn't a big Mario fan, but my kid got into Mario, and when he got into Mario, like we started playing Odyssey, 64, Sunshine, Mario Kart. That have like 1,000 hours in Mario Kart. This is one of those movies that like people like that watched it is like highly rated, and then critics like bash it.
Right.
It's one of those movies, so it's pretty interesting. Some people say that it's just like a kind of like a promotion, just like promoting like a brand. I didn't really. I guess I can see it when someone brings it up and they say like that, but to me I still think it was like a love letter to it. It's like the little details, like when you did play the games, how they added just a thought to it. Yeah, I guess that's as far as the story. There was also like some debates I would see online whether like some people like this is an anti-woke movie and
What
yeah,
the heck is an anti-woke?
like because
Good
like
question.
because they were saying like like Disney, Marvel, they're always trying to put like a push agendas, and they said they said that this is a movie that kind of like finally said we're not gonna push an agenda, we're just gonna make a family movie without those things.
Sure.
And I kind of have like, I don't think that's entirely true. Like I still think it's like a newer interpretation of like an old story.
Mhm.
That's the way I would describe it. So it's like it's still definitely more modern. It's not like 30-year-old.
Right.
So it's not that it's bad, but I feel like it doesn't bother me. Like it just doesn't bother me. Like this new interpretation of like the story, it's fine. Like it's good. Like I thought it was fine. It's not a movie you're gonna watch and it's gonna like necessarily like has like the most amazing story, but I feel like it does what it does, like as far as like a family movie, like a kid's family movie. And yeah, I guess that's my overall 2 cents on Mario.
I want to say that I think one of the reasons I didn't have a big hurry to watch it was because I'm not the biggest Mario fan. I don't know if I've mentioned it before.
You have. I edited the podcast. You have.
Wow. I guess it's not that big of a secret then. So I wasn't I didn't have that urgency to watch it because it was just like, okay, I'll watch it when I have time.
Right.
Now that Ivan said what he had to say, I don't pay attention to critics or nothing, so I have no idea what people think about it or what has been said. But do you think that because I see it as a big movie, like really big movie, but that's because I know there's another Mario movie, but we kind of ignore it.
Oh, the original. Woo, that's a very different movie.
But for me, this is like the first time there's a real movie that is. I want to say good because I haven't watched it, but it feels like with potential is like if this one works, maybe later on we get Zelda, we get Metroid,
Definitely.
we get
Star Fox, everything under the sun.
So
that's what everyone's talking about already. That eventually making like a universe and then leading to a Smash Brothers.
Why not? Fuck it.
But my thing is, if there is critique on it, do you think it's because Mario is so massive and they just had such high expectations for it, and it was never gonna be met?
I just think that like some of the things you can critique it, I think they're probably real, but I think it just doesn't matter. That's my opinion. I think it just doesn't matter. Like you're watching a kids movie, you're not going in there to watch something that's gonna change your view on life.
You're not watching a film. You're watching.
It's a kids movie.
It's a kids movie, and it stays to that. It just but definitely if you grew up with the games, because I think even you say you're not a big Mario fan, but it's still you would be surprised how much of it you actually do know.
I'm expecting to see a lot of references and I'm expecting to like it.
Yeah.
I have a hard time imagining that it's gonna be like so bad. So knowing me, I think I'm gonna like it. And even though I hate Mario,
I like because I went with my family, and then my wife, she said that movie made her like movies again. That's the way she described it. So, and I did feel like just from like reading comments online that a lot of people have kind of gotten like that love again. Like, let's go see the movie in the movie theaters. Let's go see again. So, I don't think I've seen people as excited in a long time for a movie. No one cares about Marvel anymore. At least that's everyone's like, oh well,
Yeah, there's so many. You kind of numb.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much you can't care anymore.
In a way, it felt very refreshing. Like
that's true.
To see some.
I know this is not gonna happen, but I love that video of where it's like Mario is the bad guy, and I'm just like, I hope it's like that. But you haven't seen it?
I think I've seen that he's killing all the the Goombas.
I mean, well, that's basically what you do in the game.
Yeah, like he just, this guy goes into detail of like all the things that he does.
The murders.
Like he steps on Luigi's foot, and like he's always doing some, like he never treats Luigi in a good way. It's just he looks like a jerk. He's a womanizer. Every time you break a brick, it's actually a person, because in the original,
that's what did they say?
In the original one, I think it was Bowser that turns everybody into bricks.
Yes, and then Mario breaks them.
So brutal. So it's like
they're hoping you didn't read the manual on your NES.
And it's like I forgot how they twisted it, but it was like Bowser's actually the good guy or something like that. It's just
interesting.
It's
gotta stop this madman.
So I mean, I don't think that'll show up in it, but I hope I see something that's like, yes, he is the bad guy. Like that's what I'm rooting for.
Yes. Interesting.
I mean, like I was talking about it with you guys earlier, where I don't mind talking about it because I don't think there'll be anything spoilers. It's like, what, the princess is not gonna get saved? Luigi's the bad guy. Toad, true villain. What's going on? Like, I don't think anything shocking is gonna happen.
When Samus showed up, I was very surprised.
I think the only thing I can say is like, and I said it already, it's like a modern take. I still think it's a modern take on the story. So it's not the 30-year-old story. It's different. Not entirely different, but I do feel like they were more careful, and I just feel like they don't want to do that whole damsel in distress anymore, and they really go out of, they're careful and to avoid that stories. They don't want to do those stories anymore, and I think like because that's what I was thinking about it, because that's what Mario is technically, but we're not gonna get the stories anymore, and then like, so like if people are like looking for that story, or they get upset if that's not the story, it's not, I those times are over. I guess that's the way I
think it's a good thing. I like the modern take on Trigon. I'm gonna like this, I think.
There you go.
did you have something else to say, or should we move on to
Suzume?
Miles?
I was gonna, because I guess
I was like, should I go with this one? Ended bad, or
I the thing with me is like, for one, it's Illumination. So Illumination movies by now. You're gonna get Illumination movie. It does basically the same. No jokes, things like that. A lot of slapstickiness. But no, it's like the meaning of that. No, if you're used to their style of humor, you're fine with it. The thing with it, like Ivan says, they did change a lot of things to be more modernized, more updated. They'll give like Mario a family, right? And kind of give him more grounded per se. Motivation stuff, because he's not like, he's not Goku in his way. He's all through the place, right? What we've seen so far in the trailers is that he kind of just he's a man who lost here. I'm just going to do my best with what I got. They kind of explain little things here and there, like about this stuff, but kind of not about how the world works in there. But overall, it's a enjoyable movie. It's a kids movie. You gotta remember it's a kids movie. So if you're expecting like a masterpiece theater film, you're not gonna get it here. But it's a thing like kind of like the Sonic movie is kind of way. Like if this thing thinks very well, then it would be a Naruto movie. And then for a Naruto movie, then we do like video game movies are gonna come out of the woodwork because of this probably. But overall, I think it was an enjoyable film.
Good animation though.
Yeah, they know how to do animation. That's
all we'll hear from Ray. Good animation.
And it had my baby girl Peach.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
She is my main character in Mario Kart, so...
Beep beep.
Yeah.
It's Ivan's favorite
It
part of
didn't
the
bother
movie.
me she had a helmet, though. That was my only negative thing. Why did she have a
Miss
helmet?
out the hair. Minus points right there.
She had I'm like, I guess.
Where's that hair at? Where's that ponytail?
They don't want a kid to see her and be like, oh, like, she's being safe.
Safety first, kids.
Yeah.
Safety first.
That was a cool scene, too.
The Mario Kart bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fine movie. There's nothing like, I can't really say like, oh, I hate it. And, I mentioned before, I didn't grow up with Nintendo. I grew up with Sega. So, I grew up with Sonic, and we booed everything Mario Nintendo related growing up. But, eventually I got to Nintendo and I played the games and, had appreciation for the little plumber man and what he was doing over there on that side of the bridge. But yeah, it's fine. It's entertaining. It is definitely a kids movie. Anyone who's like our age who remembers, Mario Brothers on the NES, it's not for you. So you've already lost, you fool, before you even played the game. So if you come with that mindset, you're gonna lose. It is a kids movie. It's a decent kids movie. Like Miles was hinting out, the Illumination part was a little, I feel, off-putting for the Nintendo Mario Brothers brand with some of the jokes and humor from time to time.
Well, I'm surprised that some of the jokes they allowed them to do was sort of Mario and stuff.
They weren't like terrible, but it didn't seem like, I'm surprised Miyamoto said, yeah, sure. I'm like, did someone translate this segment for Miyamoto? Because I feel like he probably wouldn't okay this because it doesn't seem very Miyamoto-like, but he supposedly worked on it, so I guess he gave it the okay. In particular, like, there's not a lot of things, just little things, like, but the biggest one was like the little blue sparkle guy from the Galaxy who kept like being like, oh, we're all gonna die, which is like, it was funny like the first time, but they kept coming back to it, and like, it's both, well, I'm surprised he keeps saying that, and two, the joke's getting a little old for me, so it was like on two fronts I didn't care for that part the most, probably. So like one of the biggest negative critiques. And then the other thing of like Bowser keeps saying he's gonna kill Mario was a little weird for me. Maybe I'm being a little nitpicky. Want to crush him, want to destroy him, want to get rid of him. Sure. Kill him? Ooh, that sounds a little intense there, Jack Black. Take it down a notch. But I do like, but he was playing up for the, Bowser being the villain, which he is in the game, in the series. So it made sense. It's just just that word choice I was surprised by.
Well, I think the thing with me is the fact that, because they were so progressive with Peach, right? And I thought like we're just seeing with Bowser, right? But then there's like,
right, and then Bowser just became, I must kill everyone, and it's just kind of like, let's I mean, yeah,
I guess we progressed so far, right? And then like, because I thought, I guess minor spoiler.
Right, because in the beginning it's like, oh, I'm jealous of Mario. How's he getting close to my Peach and this and that? But then she's like, well, no, I'll kill him. And it's like, whoa, got a little jumped a tier or two.
Yeah, well, someone found a kill switch. Like,
yeah, like I understand it, but it's just like I said, I'm like nitpicking. But like little things like that bothered me a little bit. But overall, not enough time with Luigi, perhaps, because it's called Super Mario Brothers, and we forget, oh yeah, Luigi's in here. So little things like that.
And that's where I
I
kind of
knew
like,
it.
and that's where I felt like the story they were trying to go like more progressive.
Right, yeah, and it made sense. Like the Peach stuff makes sense because, like you said, no, we don't want to save the princess over. She's in another cat. They literally make that joke, right? It's a fine movie, but it's also very safe and a little boring. I would argue.
It does feel,
but it's a kids movie, so of course it is.
It does feel very manufactured somehow.
Yeah,
like
built by committee.
You know, because like, hey, we're gonna add a Mario Kart scene. Hey, we're gonna add. Look, and here's Donkey Kong Land. Here's this land, this Iceland. He's like, no, they handcrafted stuff. We touch all like, no, there's like a checklist.
You know,
we're gonna do the check.
The only reason why I'll defend that though is because like you have like one shot at it,
Right?
like, and I guess they did it.
You have to explain it.
Yeah.
But and I always say that too. Though you're explaining anime nonsense, you fool. You've already lost.
Yeah.
But that's always been my problem. Because like with Sonic the Hedgehog, it was simple. You know, he's a blue hedgehog. He stops this evil man killing all his friends and making them robots. Stop the evil man. Okay, makes sense. Okay, Mario Brothers, you're a plumber from Brooklyn who's in a fantasy world to save a princess from giant dinosaur and also hitting bricks that used to be living creatures. It's nonsense that Miyamoto came up with because it's like it didn't matter. The gameplay was good. Story was secondhand. So now you have to actually justify the nonsense they came up with in the 80s. So they pulled it off overall well, but to me, it's like the more you explain, the more you're losing, in my opinion. But it's fine. They did what they had to do and move on as fastly as they could after explaining the nonsense.
Oh, it was a little rushed too, right?
Yeah, the pacing was also kind of over the place. And
do you like the Mario Bros. Rap though?
That was a nice reference, and the Chris Pratt was fine, but I felt like we could have given this role to anyone else and make it
the thing is
better,
that
potentially.
Mario wasn't really there for most of the...
He was more like, honestly, despite like he actually has like lines in the movie, it felt like he was almost very like Metal, like Solid Snake like reaction. What's that? A Mushroom Kingdom? Bowser. It was always like he never like once in a while hit like real dialogue scenes, but it was more like he's just reacting to what's happening in front of him versus like really being part of the scene.
Yeah, because I would argue Peach is probably the real...
Yeah, she's the real character. She's developed and well thought out. Well, Mario's just kind of like, oh, I've been isekai to another world and I'm getting, whiplash from all these things.
Arguing Luigi's probably a little bit better.
Yeah, even Luigi's a little bit more developed. Mario was just kind of there, and but what is Mario's character, right? And that's the problem. As a movie, they have to figure out who is Mario, because Mario was just, yahoo, it's a me, right? So trying to make him, and like that, so they came up with the backstory, like, oh, you're just a loser, Mario, which is like, I guess fine, but it's kind of also not memorable or interesting either. It's like it's a very safe movie, but it's entertaining enough and it's well animated enough that it gets by,
and it made enough. So,
and it made $1 zillion, so it doesn't matter. So
I love what I'm hearing.
So yeah, it was fine. It's a decent kids movie, but of course, guess what? The Sega fanboy still likes the Sonic movie more. Duh. But the Sonic movie took more chances, so that's why I like it more.
Yeah, that's what I was to say. Wait to Sonic 3. It's still you.
It's coming.
Well, I think we should move on to the spoiler section.
I think
that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
There's no spoilers.
I mean,
you see what you got.
What is?
Yeah,
what is a spoiler, or
good.
what's like interesting
See,
spoilers?
the thing is, Frank, is that you can watch the trailers and you probably watch.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Then let's move on to the next movie.
Because when I saw the trailers, I was like, and it was funny. I didn't think about it, but when I saw the trailers and I was watching the movie, I was like, and this scene's gonna happen now, and then it showed the scene from the trailer, and then I'm like, and this scene's gonna happen now, and then it's the scene from the trailer.
They show like literally full scenes in the movie, so like, when you're watching the movie, like, oh,
yeah, they kind of spoil the thing, because like honestly, I would have kept the Mario Kart bit a secret, but they show you in the damn trailers.
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of trailers pretty much could have like promoting the stuffing out of this.
But like they were scared people weren't going to watch it, right? So it's like we got to show the good bits, and oh, he's in the Tanuki suit. Oh, it's the Mario from this thing and Mario from that thing.
I've had that criticism about movies for a while. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Oh yeah, just spoiling everything.
Oh, new thing that I've seen lately that I absolutely hate.
What's that?
Like, and it only happens like on YouTube or something like that, where you look up a trailer. And then there's a freaking trailer to the trailer.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, just show me the trailer.
I know exactly, and I didn't understand it for a very long time until I realized like, oh, it's because like they're hoping the preview part when you just kind of scan the video, you haven't clicked the video yet, but your cursor's over it. You're like, oh, that little bit you saw. Oh, now I really want the click.
Oh yeah,
I didn't understand that for a long time until I put that tune together with, especially like now because everything's like a TikTok or a short where it's you got to get their attention within the 2 seconds or they're gone. But right. I'm not a fan either.
All right, then let's move on to something I did watch. I felt like so in the corner here, like
Just bored, waiting.
yeah. I'm like, oh man,
Now, time to shine now, friend.
there you go.
this is my moment. This is like my 8 Mile moment. All right, so I think for this one, we'll go in reverse order. So Ray will go first.
Oh, interesting.
Are we gonna have a spoiler section or
we'll save a spoiler section.
Okay.
So this will just
this one is
first
worth
impressions and just with like I said again details. So yeah, Suzume, the new hot anime movie from Makoto Shinkai, your favorite anime director from Your Name is probably the popular one. Weathering with You was like his last movie. Firing for a Second, the thing you've seen all the time. So yeah, I really originally wasn't gonna like really watch it, to be honest, because it's like I've seen every Makoto Shinkai movie. I think I know how this movie's gonna go. I'm good, thank you very much. I'll catch you on Crunchyroll or whatever it is. But we talked about it, and everyone was gonna watch it. It's like, all right, we'll watch it and we'll talk about it on the podcast. So that was my motivation fact. But I knew nothing else about it until I think a day or two we watched the movie. I stumbled upon the trailer and I clicked out of curiosity, and I went, oh no, looking at the trailer. But I was like, okay, whatever. I already bought my ticket, so I was gonna watch it anyway. So yeah, I watch it, and so it's a pretty movie, 1000%. But that's never Makoto Shinkai has always been known like that's a pretty ass movie. He's got he checks all the boxes with the pretty skies,
setting
the
up with a jab.
So it checks the boxes and everything that he's been done before. He does stray a little bit different from his go-to. He does focus a little bit more on the supernatural stuff than the lost love romance plot, if you will. So he did shuffle the cards a little bit more here in this movie, so that was good to see. It reminded me of the other earlier movie, but I could not remember the name of that movie to save my life, but it's the one that's just the Ghibli ripoff. So it's a little bit closer to that than Your Name, for those who are familiar with other Shinkai films. So yeah, I did let's talk about things I liked about it. So the thing I did like about it, it is a very kind of...
And we're done.
And that's it for me.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So what I liked about it, it is, so like I said, supernatural, so I guess I'll set up the premise for everyone. So it stars with a girl named Suzume, high schooler, I believe. She kind of stumbles upon this pretty boy who just so happens to be like a supernatural man who travels around Japan closing these supernatural doors, leads to Ganondorf, ? For those who played
the calamity.
Yeah, stopping the calamity from happening throughout Japan. So very supernatural off the bat when you get there. So it becomes, and then little Kingdom Hearts there too for you fans out there. Got to close all the doors. We're sorry when you need them. And then things happen, and then oh no, catastrophe is about to happen. So now we must close all the doors to Kingdom Hearts to prevent calamity and Ganondorf coming back into the realm. And it's a big adventure movie. That's the thing I did like. It is a big adventure movie where it travels all throughout most of Japan, or a lot of different regions of Japan, the South, Tokyo side, and the very common, quieter areas, not just Tokyo, the busy ultimate mecca city that everyone thinks of Japan, is in Tokyo/Japan. And I did like that. So it's a lot of short stories on a grand adventure, meeting strangers on the way, learning new things, getting a taste of the region. Makoto Shinkai and his people are very good at drawing the backgrounds and giving details, and makes every city feel different and unique. So all that was there and intact. And it was just very cute to see short stories of meeting new people, seeing their lives, what's it like. So yeah, it's just very cute. It's very optimistic thing. The symbolism used in the movie is pretty well used and thought out. It does require you to know Japan, its history, and what's currently happening in Japanese society. But if you're aware of that, it makes a little bit more sense. And the supernatural stuff, like I said, it just makes more sense. There's a couple big old plot holes and weird things that just happened in that movie that they don't get into because of time, ? But overall, they didn't significantly hurt the plot and overall story. There's one thing I will mention more in the spoiler section when we get to it that I didn't like. But overall, I did like the movie. I do think it's one of the better Shinkai films. It's probably my third or fourth favorite of his movies I've seen.
It's better than Bell. That's all I know.
Don't talk. No, how dare you? How dare you?
That's an example.
Don't get them started. Continue.
That's last episode. Listen to that episode where you want to hear me rant. But anyway, so yeah, Suzume, very good movie. The supernatural stuff is good. It makes sense if you understand what's happening in Japan. The details, the animation, the music. It is more of a orchestrated kind of classical music vibe versus I think some of the more stuff is more like the popular Japanese pop tunes. And I did enjoy the soundtrack in this movie a little bit more because of that reason. But yeah, it's a very pretty, good movie. If you're a fan of Shinkai films, but you're a little hesitant about Shinkai films like I am, I would say no, Suzume is actually good. You should check it out. Like I said, it's definitely like high, mid, top tier Shinkai films, and that's it for me.
Wow.
Until spoilers.
I did not expect such high praise.
There you go. It can happen, Frank. It can happen.
You know what? What's in that? What's in that
I
can
need
you're
more
drinking?
Dodger beer. The good Dodger beer.
You
want me
feeling
to-
all right? Feel your forehead.
I'm gonna say my thoughts. My thoughts and are like this, just plain simple. I'm not sure. So I'm still
Interesting.
waiting to hear everyone else, but that's my thoughts. Like I'm not sure.
You're
So
still okay. So on the fence. You're
Are
on
you
the
done?
fence.
Are you done?
That's it. I'm
I'm waiting to see what everyone has. Oh, interesting.
All
Interesting.
right, Miles.
So I guess I haven't watched all Shinkai's movie. I seen up like Your Name Up. Weather Review probably still has the weirdest ending that I think of his movies I think I've seen yet.
Oh yeah.
Global
That's,
warming's all right.
It's okay. You do whatever you can for love.
It's
anyway,
nature.
but overall, I do appreciate Maya's kind of like the hiccup and how the movie starts. Kind of like, I guess the story's starting now. It was a little kind of jarring to me. But no, beyond that, it became more like, hey, look, here's Japan. Here's there's this section of the country. This section, and they like Ray said, they go through every single section. So like. And it's known for this, for
All the different prefectures.
all the prefectures, like their unique amenities they have in each place, and keep going up. We keep moving. We gotta close the doors. I guess my spoiler part, like most of the movie is enjoyable, and still it's pretty good considering it is not, it doesn't really try to format the classic Shinkai. Oh, here's the love triangle, whatever. Are they yes and no for feeling lovers, whatever you want to call it, right?
Time and space is hard.
But it's more kind of like, it's more personal and more, I would argue more in depth of the current, like Ray says, the current state of Japan as it is right now. But, other than that, I enjoyed the film, and then I will watch it again.
There you go. Oh, Frank.
All right. I'm next. Get comfortable.
Let's hear that optimism.
This is not a spoiler because it's the first scene,
Mhm.
but I thought it started off bad.
It's a little rough.
Like, no, I mean, and it's maybe just my brain is bad, but because
No, I caught that.
I was
It
like,
weird.
what? Why are they making it sound like somebody it's having sex? Like, what? That was like if I in the beginning,
The first
like,
scene.
yeah,
When she's running.
yeah,
It
she's
was
just,
weird.
she's just
It
like
sounded weird.
moaning, and I'm like, she doesn't sound like
Oh.
she's tired. She sounds, I don't know. I thought that was like, I was like,
I
ugh.
thought that was weird.
Yeah.
It's very Japanese overacting.
All right.
I guess I've gotten numb to it at this point.
Oh
But yeah, I
my
can see
God.
where that is
Oh.
weird.
Poor Ray.
Too much anime.
I thought this movie was a lot. Like, it had so many things it wanted to tell us, I guess. And like you said, it ran out of time or something. Because I was like, why is this happening? Or so it had me confused, and I think finishing the movie, I have more questions than answers.
Huh.
So that's how I feel about it. But in short, it's kind of like I already knew this, but it sort of reinforces my thought that the story doesn't matter if it's well done.
Mhm.
Like so I feel like it was beautiful to watch. I love the music in it. I think there's a part where the music was really enjoyable. And the background music and stuff like that. So I liked it. Even though I felt the story was all over the place and it confused me, I liked it overall. I'm still confused. I'm trying not to say too many spoilers, and let me just finish my thoughts.
Sure.
Jesus. I wish I was trying to watch it in English, and my brother threw a curveball, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're watching Japanese." I'm like, "You don't mind? What's going on?"
Love subtitles.
And my brother said he liked it, and I was like, "What? You liked it? What's going on here?" Like,
You're a casual fan.
yeah. So overall, I liked it. I think if I say more, I'll get into spoilers. There was one thing. Yeah, I can't say more because
Spoilers.
yeah. So basically, I liked it. It confused me. I thought it was too much, and yeah, it was.
Interesting. So for one, I'm gonna have to say spoiler warning. We're gonna get to spoilers. So if you want to skip spoilers for Suzume, now's your time to board and look at the timestamp because we're gonna do spoilers for Suzume right now.
Okay, so I mentioned to a Japanese friend that I have that I was gonna watch it, and she was like, "Oh, that movie." And maybe she told me wrong or I understood it wrong, and I guess this might count as a spoiler or not.
Spoilers.
But she said that movie is based on the earthquake of 2011, and that people didn't want to watch it because of that. And I was like going into the movie thinking that was gonna be the whole situation. I'm like, wait, this. I feel like it's not related. So I'm either thinking it's not, and she just meant that people don't want to watch it because of the earthquakes, or it is, and I'm not seeing it. So that's one thing one of the questions I have in mind.
So yeah, to answer your question there, Frank, yeah, basically it is. It is the crux of the event. The big dramatic moment for Suzume was 2011 tsunami. Mm-hmm. That is what occurred there, and that is the crux or the start of like this movie and the ongoing theme throughout the movie.
So my question is, so so it is that.
Mm-hmm, it is indeed.
So my question is, did the earthquake happen and that's how the mom died? Or are they trying to explain that earthquakes happen because of this demon?
It's both. It's the supernatural stuff is justify it's like every literature has ever done this from day one. They hyperbolize, but it's really just a guy who did something and blah blah blah. And that's what it is. Is this movie's trying to justify or explain the unexplainable. Why did an earthquake happen? Why did a tsunami hit it? Why did all these people die? They're trying to explain it by saying some evil entity.
Okay. Let me go first. Can I go first?
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I'm the host.
I'm just answering your questions, Frank.
Okay, so I'll go first. So that part, I wasn't. It was in my mind. I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm not sure if her mom died because of the 2011 earthquake, or what's going on here. Things that confuse me.
Mm-hmm.
One, I felt that guy was way too old for her.
He is a little older for her, but not by much.
Was she in middle school?
Japan.
Or did I?
She was high school.
She was high school.
Okay, because I was thinking she was.
She was like, I think 17.
And two, I think she fell in love way too fast.
Well, but it's a Shinkai movie. That's what he does.
And
yeah, you see, you kind of like, yeah, of course.
Speaking about literature reference, Romeo and Juliet.
3, I love the friend. He was funny. I like.
Oh, the guy friend.
Yeah.
He was funny towards the third act. Yeah.
He kept putting music that kind of like
my jam, all my music, 80s J-pop.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was like, and then he was playing a song like, oh, I know this one. Oh, I know this one.
All the goods.
I'm surprised you know old Japanese songs.
Oh, that's all I listen.
This is Otaku. Welcome. Us anime nerds hang out here.
Why are you listening to Japanese songs on this podcast?
Get on my level.
No,
Frank.
I mean,
we like subtitles here.
I didn't know you knew how to find them.
I watch the American openings. All right, I don't see any Japanese openings. I listen to the American openings.
They're actually
when are they gonna rock?
They become trendy.
Yeah.
So which I think is really cool, but a lot of this music is like on Spotify now. So it's not as difficult as it was before.
That's definitely true.
The part where he puts the song that in the lyrics it says, I don't want to fight. I just started laughing and then
it's cute and funny.
I looked at my brother and he's like, why are you laughing? It's funny. Come on.
The jokes are overall, the timing and jokes are pretty well executed in this movie.
I liked it and it kind of felt out of place. The what do they call it? The demon or whatever.
The Daijin?
Yeah. Those were the cats.
That was the cat, yes. Which part are you talking about?
Oh,
the worm?
Yeah, the worm.
Ganondorf.
The was one
Calamity.
The Calamity Ganon.
That's all I kept saying. Ganondorf all day in my head.
I felt like that was like man, this is like a super strong bad guy. Like, we need Goku. We don't need a girl and a chair. I thought that was like
Goku.
Like they turn into a chair, and I'm like, wait. How are they gonna get this done? Useless chair.
He's a chair.
And I mean, how much can a little girl do? Like,
that was pretty weird.
I was like, that's what kept me interested. Like, I don't know how they're gonna, like, that cat seems fast. Like, I know I'm going all over the place, but
it is all over the place. So
it's a lot.
I felt the cat thing was weird. Are you a bad guy or are you a good guy? Like, I'm confused because the
movie was too lazy. They pull what I call a heavy rain, where they just lie to you, the audience.
But still, like, I didn't see any motivation for the cat to say, "Oh, you're in the way. I'm gonna turn you into a chair, and you're the."
Right.
It didn't make sense to me because then at the end, it felt like the cat willingly became the keystone again, and
basically.
I'm like, why?
Then that's my biggest complaint in the movie. That part is a little over the place because he doesn't want to make the cat the bad guy, but also he wants to make the cat the bad guy, but also the cat isn't the bad guy. He couldn't decide if the cat's bad or not.
And then when the black cat came out,
that they
started fighting, and then they were like, "Oh, we're buddies."
I was gonna say that's the other part.
That was pretty funny, actually.
That was just a scene that got deleted. That it's like, oh fuck, I forgot to delete this part too because this scene's not happening.
And then, it wasn't unclear to me if the black cat was the cause of the aunt of that lady.
Question mark.
I was like, is she saying mean things because the black cat's behind her, or is she just mean? And I kind of like what she said about it because I thought she was gonna be like, oh, whoa, I don't remember what I said. But she owned it, and she said, like, yes, I have.
Right, which is the better choice.
I think it expressed what she always thought.
It's her inner thoughts.
Yeah.
It's like Persona, I guess.
Yeah, but it amplified her thoughts.
It's there, but you don't let it, take over your, what you really feel and say all the time. But, you always have those lingering, oh, what if, oh, this or that.
Still pretty mean though.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah,
it was intense.
But it's intentionally that because it is.
But that's just how you somewhere deep down you feel that you don't actually say that you don't.
Well, it's like Persona
fully
4.
believe it, but you think it.
It's really like Persona 4.
That's what exactly.
That there are these thoughts in your head, and you have to realize that is you.
But that was actually
exactly.
Actually, that was my biggest problem with the whole movie. Like, not that scene specifically, but my biggest issue I had with it was that, like, I just felt, I said this last time I was here, like, I felt it was flat. Like, the resolution was flat. It's true she owned it, but it felt, I don't know, something just didn't click to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess I felt, I'm saying I a lot. I guess I felt that they were gonna explain a little bit more of the mom or something with the mom that passed away, and they didn't. And then,
I think they did at the end though. They wanted to say it without indirectly telling you, oh, this is what happened to the mom, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I kind of agree more. Miles is saying
because because at the end of the day, it's the movie really is about the event. Really, if you look the big broader, it's about the event that occurred there. So
but that's where you get kind of lost in translation. Like, if you're a viewer and you're seeing it overseas and you don't know what the heck it's about.
It wasn't like if my friend hadn't told me about the earthquake.
As I was saying, you have to be very knowledgeable what's happening in Japan and the history of Japan to fully appreciate it, because if you don't, it's very confusing.
Yeah, see, I had no idea.
Well, yeah,
so that information was I had no idea of what it is.
Yeah, I could see
that. So I
watched
the movie and I'm like, and it felt like something was always missing.
Right, you have to be Japanese and know what's happening in Japan.
For us,
present and past.
Me and Ray remember because we were at a convention, right back in the day.
When it happened, the tsunami hit?
The tsunami happened.
No, we were technically at spring training in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
But it was on TV. It was everywhere we saw.
We saw on TV because we were traveling, and we saw on TV.
That's one of the few moments in history I could tell you, what I was doing, what was happening when, you turn on the people will say JFK and this and that, right? When he got assassinated.
What year was this?
2011, I believe.
2011.
In March.
Yeah.
But why are people mad at the movie?
Well, people are... Well,
they're
Japan...
not mad. They're just...
They don't want to watch it because it's depressing. And Japan just like how Japan doesn't want to own World War II, they don't want to talk about it because it's depressing. Because their life's already depressing as it is. They don't want to be reminded about...
Yeah, because it it's like society, I guess society pressure.
It's like, what if we talked about in a 9/11 movie, kind of, right?
So that's the thing, is that for them, no, they as a country, they don't like really expressing their feelings as much, about when they have terrible incidents. So it's like, the way how Frank said it earlier, I'm not surprised. Like, everyone's like, if you know it, if you put 2 and 2 together at the end, you get what the whole movie's really about. Then of course you like, I don't want to know.
See, but even so, like, I still feel like it was like not, and I guess in my opinion, I still feel like it still wasn't well done, because I felt, I don't know, just something just didn't, because the resolution in a way was like, I met a guy and I'm okay.
I guess if you think about it on the personal level, yes, it's not as great, but I guess I was thinking about on the more globally, as a nation, as a person, as a human being, as a living creature on this planet. I was thinking on a much global scale that I agreed and appreciated more. But on a more personal level, it's not as most satisfying, but it's basically the same conclusion as you usually get in real life of just, I have to move forward because I have no other choice.
Yeah.
It's not a very cool or glamorous answer, but it's the one we usually come up with.
And I think what helps at the end of the day, when she meets, yes, we're still spoiling it, right?
Yeah, we're in spoilers.
But at the end, when she meets herself again, right? You start back at the beginning of the movie.
I didn't like that though.
That was confusing.
But that's
once again, there's a lot of metaphors, a lot of like nerdy literature things they're doing, which I understand. They don't make a lot of sense, but I understand what he was trying to do, and because it's once again we're letting go of the past, we're moving forward, right? And that's the idea. It's closing the circle, closing the doors, right? That's the whole point of the movie. Is they're closing the doors to all these sad and somewhat depressing memories and moments in history, if you will. And it all starts with the big tsunami that happened some years ago. And that's like the whole movie. And its point is the past is hard, it's tough, but we have to overcome it or it'll destroy us all.
I guess that makes sense, but I feel like I've seen this story somewhere
it's
else.
nothing original at all.
Yeah.
No, it's not original. But for him,
it's a very Japanese story
compared
because
to his normal work, because we kind of slowly build towards more supernatural stuff. The last 3 or 4 movies,
there's always like a little bit of supernatural, but it's just there to justify the plot. But now it's like it's the main focus, and the sci-fi is really trying to really explain real life things that happen and make parallels to them and expand upon them. Because the other thing is about the movies about, which I hinted about, is right now in Japan, the outskirts, the countryside of Japan, no one is living there. They're all leaving. They're all moving out. They're all going to the big, Tokyo. They're all moving to the big cities. And that's what part of the movie's about is this used to be, some of it's like, oh, it got ruined by the tsunami. But some of them are like, no, people just got up and left. There's nothing wrong with the land, but everyone left. So we had to close it down.
Like the bad amusement parks, the schools, and it closed down. It's the fact that a lot of Japanese people themselves know, because it's like kind of like here too. Everyone wants to move towards the city because that's where
the jobs, the business, opportunity.
No, that's like that's where everyone goes. That's like you have to go there if you want to do something, for better or worse, in the world and whatnot. You have to go to a big city to do anything. But because a lot of the more rural, in Japan especially, a lot of more rural areas that nobody heard of these places. Unless like you meet someone from there. They just get literally abandoned, and that's the whole point.
Like I said, yeah, it really assumes you're a Japanese person watching this.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's very like Ray says, it's very metaphoric. You understand the Japanese culture since then, and kind of like you have to be more into like, oh no, it literally makes literaturely makes sense. So if you think out there, if it's could be a lot for people, because people are just like, oh, I want to see fun, I want. Where's Your Name romance, right?
Right, and that's because Your Name is very simple. It's about a boy and a girl, and there's a plot twist. How do we fix the plot twist?
Yeah, but
that's the whole appeal. Well, this movie's there's a boy and a girl, and I guess they're in love, but that's not really the point of the movie.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that the idea of that them liking each other, whatever, like that's never the point. It's about her moving on from the tragedy that happened to her, because she's like it's like the chair she got, like why does this chair has one leg, and now you know why,
right?
And then the movie about why the chair only has one leg, because she probably got swept by the tsunami,
right? And it's like she lost a piece of herself, right? Just like the chair lost a piece of the leg.
Now that you're explaining, I feel like I'm appreciating it a little more.
Yeah.
But I'm just going based on how I.
Right, no, and I
no,
can see
no,
that.
no,
I totally understand that.
Yeah,
No, and
when
the
I
reason
saw it and I took it, a lot of those things were just, I don't want to say poorly executed, but just
Random, maybe.
And there's a lot because he throws a lot of things, and so, like, some of them stick and land well, and some of them are just kind of, he threw it on the wall and they just fell on the wall, and we're all looking at this ugly
I
smear.
agree, like the cat
The
stuff
cat
like that.
problem is
because
bad.
now
That
that
one
you-
I can't really
But
defend.
it's like
I could try, but
But
it's
he's like,
tough.
hey, I want to go through different parts of the city to get to certain points and showing, certain aspects of each county, or each prefecture, what's the issue with them, how to do that. Well, she's chasing a cat everywhere, literally up in Japan.
But see, like you know how you mentioned like about the missing leg. Now that you explain it, I appreciate it a lot more. But when I watched it, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I had no clue. I'm like, cause I didn't know. I guess I didn't even know how the mom died. Like
She
you
just
know-
died. Well, it's a mystery because the way I interpreted, the way he was trying to do with the whole like mother kind of mystery was, I guess they're hoping maybe she's still alive, maybe they don't. But I think the thing he was really trying to go for is that sadly a lot of people you never get a body. You don't know. Maybe they are alive, maybe they're dead. You'll never find out, and that's just sadly the truth. Is you'll never find out if they're alive or dead because there's no proof because their body's swept in the ocean. It's under 10,000 feet of dirt and grass and everything else under the sun. So I think that's what he was trying to go for. He was trying to keep it a mystery, but sadly, it's a mystery that'll technically never get solved. It'll just be a missing person.
yeah.
Because a lot
So
of
many
people.
people, a lot of people lost their lives that way, and to this day are still suffering to that.
They got
the
swept,
same pain.
They got swept by it, and that's
We
it.
don't know what happened to them. They're probably dead, but we can't prove it. There's no body.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of another movie that kind of does something like that. Where it's just like you just need to know like all the nuances.
Right.
And I think this is one of them because when I watched it, and I watched it with our buddy Richard.
Oh.
So a lot of times we were kind of laughing. You know that scene where the Ganondorf starts popping out and it looks like a giant
Big old dick.
we're just looking at each other laughing. The CG was a little weird sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's just anime fare.
But that's and MCG is going to be.
All I know is someone over there definitely played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and then it also the cat reminded me of like the Madoka. What's it called?
Yeah,
QB.
Madoka.
Yeah.
Madoka. I just
Which, when I saw in the trailer, I was like, oh no. But like,
it,
thankfully they didn't go that route, but they kind of did go that route, but they didn't go down that route.
Well,
That's the biggest problem with the cats.
They're trying to they're trying to get you in test like should I?
Exactly. They're hoping you'll be so interested in the guy and girl and will they, won't they, and save the day scenario that you won't question it. But like I said, he didn't want to make the cat the bad person because I think he felt like, oh, that's cliche and that's and it's true. But then he forgot to actually go back and fix that the first half of the movie to make that cat make more sense. But he forgot to make the changes because that's the heavy rain thing where there are certain shots you're like, well, this shot is to tell me as the audience to give me a certain perspective of what this cat is doing and what its actions and motivations are. But then the movie goes later on, oh, but that's not true. But there's no evidence to support that theory.
was it just when it got like sad and it went all skinny?
Basically. And then there's a quick throwaway line of like, wait, you were trying to show us where the doors were.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm like saying it sarcastically.
I know exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah,
Exactly. And that's what I said. I went, wow, okay, well, we need to do better if that's our goal here because you did a terrible job of setting that up.
And the thing is, in regards to cat, like you minus the cat.
The whole cat and the statue gimmick, it's all because the problem is he's like, people sure like the third act of Your Name. What if I do that again? And the way he got there was kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But he was determined to have the third act of Your Name.
but
I really like the way you described of the chair that she lost a part of herself but see, like, once again when I saw it,
Right.
I just none of that like stuck to me.
Yeah,
like,
that's
none
fine.
of that.
But we watched.
Welcome to an English graduate's mind.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Everything means something. I'll figure it out.
If you read a lot of literature works about I get like hints like, oh, okay, they're doing this. It's
Right.
You get metaphors like, okay, it means that, especially at the end.
And I do know that that's true, but like I've said this to Ray sometimes. Sometimes you need to dumb it down, and
It does not.
Yeah, and I think that one, because I'm not gonna say like I'm like the smartest person when I'm watching a movie, but I still feel like I can kind of like, kind of pick up like little things. But this one, I just felt like I had no clue.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny. Like,
I just thought of Nier Automata, like when the music started and.
Well, it is interesting because if you compare, like, say, the Mario film, right? The Mario film requires really no real thought.
Dang. They tell you exactly what's happening and when it's happening.
Like
bada
it's
bing,
Mario.
bada boom.
Mario's gonna do Mario things, and as a viewer, you don't have to really think like the motivations for Mario. He just wants to get his brother and come back home, right? That's gist of it. Well, this movie is a lot more. Suzume is more, I guess. It requires you to think a little bit more, I guess, to kind of.
It's like the simplest way. It's like more of an Ava.
Yeah.
Because Ava is like, oh, it's about the robots, right? And saving the planet from angels. Like, well, yes, but not really. And to me, because, I can't help it because it's always, Japan loves always kind to, like, I say it somewhat jokingly, but also somewhat serious at the same. They always like to play the victim. Ever since World War II, because they were the only nation to ever get hit by 2 nuclear weapons of mass destruction, right? And they've been doing that since day one, and that's why so much anime, Akira ends in like a world-ending situation. Ava, the third impact, second impact. There's so much. It's just one of those Japanese things because it only happened to Japan. It's always been on their minds since then, and has been, these decades later. And it's just another example of that, the tragedy of what happened with the earthquake and the tsunami that followed. But it's like any good movie, it's always about overcoming the obstacle, right? And so that's a lot of their setups is we're down, we're out, we're losing the fight, we could barely see out of one eye, but then it's like the will to get up and fight again, right? Very, every shonen battle Naruto thing is that situation, right? You got to get up one more time. It's not over just yet. You can't give in just in yet, And so, yeah, that's the way I kind of thought about the movie overall, with the story and its themes and what it's trying to do. It's always about, like I said, overcoming the past, over tragedy, and trying to find some kind of peace and moving forward and, stuff like that.
See, but the only thing I can just say to that, though, I still feel like the only thing she really had was a guy. That's what I'm saying. It was a little flat in my opinion. Like she met the guy, I guess she fell in love, and then that's what pushed her to move forward, and then that's why, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not totally disagreeing with you on that part, referring to what motivates her to solve the conflict. It is basically, I want to save the guy I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true, but I mean, that's just every romance movie ever.
To that, and I was gonna mention that I have no idea why she met those people. Like the orange girl and the girl from the bar.
Yeah, all different people.
Like the fruit orange.
So I was thinking, but now I guess maybe that's what the purpose was, to show her, like, I guess the traveling was her motivation to move on, experiencing stuff with those people.
Yeah.
Again, it didn't do a good job of it. So I guess what Ivan didn't like was that the reason she moved on was because she had a guy, and you wish she had a more internal reason to move on.
Right.
I guess it kind of makes it a little like what we were talking about earlier, Disney-ish. Like, okay, you have to have the prince to save me. A couple of things I wanted to mention. I feel like we've been a little harsh to Japan. Like, I just see it as, I think world-ending stuff is cool. Like, it's interesting to see how they overcome it, what happens, stuff like that. And the other part where we were talking about, they don't like to, they deny stuff, where, we don't want to talk about it or stuff like that. And I only say this because I was talking to my friend, and I didn't get that sense where they deny things that they exist. It was more like she knows people that really can't watch it because they actually lost someone there, and it's not like
that was more in particular World War II I was referring to.
He wasn't. Yeah, it was two different things.
Yeah, I was going for the little bit extreme version of that.
But it was like, I got the sense that you said that, like, we're gonna just ignore that this earthquake happened. It's like, no, it's there. It's just
no. It's more just they don't want to bring it up because it's bad vibes. It's just bad negative energy.
But I guess the only thing I'll say to that is, like, it is like a culture thing, because, like, here in the States, we're like, let's talk.
Yeah, it's a very different mindset.
Talk, like,
yes.
It's like, if anything, that's like the phrase they always say, like, we need to talk
we're
about
free
it.
thinking, independent minds.
Yeah, we need to talk about it. We never see politicians. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about that. And then when we did the freeze guy, remember we mentioned that they're in love, but no one's gonna say a word.
No one says a thing because that's just Japanese mindset.
Yeah, so I guess I can see why it's like a culture thing too. But once again, that's one of the reasons why. Since I guess I'm not saying that I need the movie to explicitly tell me, but in a way it didn't tell me, and I guess I didn't know. Like I knew it told us like something happened, but it didn't really like tell me. So I'm like, I had no clue, So I guess I can't really judge it for it because it's okay. Like, that's just the direction. So I'm not really mad at it. But when I walked out, I'm like, I'm not sure. I just felt like I definitely did not hate it, but I wasn't sure if I liked it. So I was just like I guess I still enjoyed it that I went to the movies and I watched it.
Right, it's used to get out.
The movie.
And it's a pretty looking thing.
I still enjoyed all that. But from his movies, I probably will rate it. I think I've liked Your Name. I liked it way more. 5 centimeters per second. I like it more. Even The Weathering with You, I like it more. But I think my top 3 from him would be, it's between Your Name and 5 centimeters per second. But I'll probably go with Your Name first. 5 centimeters next, and then the garden one. The one
Foot Fetish. A Tarantino fan.
But I like that movie. I did like it. I like that.
It's fine. It's barely it's like more of an OVA short.
Yeah, but I did like that one. That's the teacher one, right?
That's the teacher. Got the hots for teacher.
Yeah.
It happens.
So I think those
Forbidden Love, Time and Space. Ooh, never heard this one before.
Yeah. So it's those 3.
Society.
And then I'll put Weathering with You number 4, and then I'll put this one 5th. But I didn't mean I didn't like hate it, but I would.
So why do you hate this movie, Ivan?
According to the internet, you don't like this movie.
Why do you hate it? So why are you so negative, Ivan?
Well, he cooked on the podcast, but not for good reasons. All I know.
Can't believe how much hate he was talking the whole time on the podcast. Dang.
Yeah, so that's. I'm sorry, but I did put it number 5 from the ones I've seen from him.
Ooh,
that's most of them.
But if the numbers go up, though, then that's good, right? So keep the heat going.
Because 5 centimeters per second. That's a great movie.
It's my favorite of his.
Yeah,
because it's very simple and takes off all the supernatural nonsense.
Have you watched that one, Frank? 5 centimeters.
I think I watched part of it.
Watch it.
There's like 3 parts to one movie, basically.
I didn't even know the same guy made all these movies. I really don't care.
I was like, Frank doesn't plot edge in this thing.
Like, it doesn't matter who makes it.
I know. I need to probably see his beginning movies first because I started with Your Name. That's when I guess I saw first of his.
The first time I watched it, I didn't really like it. Your Name, but then I watched it a second time and I
Your Name. I haven't. It's good. I just don't like it as much because really the third act. I found it kind of pointless.
The whole like.
Oh no, we have to. How do we fix? Like it's fun. It's good popcorn, but to me, like I said, my favorite movie is 5 per second, and there's all the supernatural shenanigans, the sci-fi shenanigans that he has in most of his movies doesn't exist in that movie. It's just about a boy and a girl and life.
Yeah.
So that's why it's my favorite because it's just very simple.
And AMV potential.
Yeah, and a lot of AMV stuff I've made over the years.
Yeah. So
coming back to Suzume. Couple of more things I wanted to say.
Oh God, wrap it up, Frank.
Well,
I have to edit this.
I like the part with her text. I thought that was cute, especially when I don't know. It's just these subtle things that happen all over. I don't want to get too much into it because And the one thing that I kind of felt I needed more of was the love story of the aunt. And I was wondering if they were gonna make it a thing where it kind of looked like she was gonna hook up with the friend, and I was like, no, but you have the coworker, and he's kind of like been waiting for you.
The coworkers and the rest of us, we try, but
I was like, damn, man, you just ignore him.
For the underdog.
He would have, taken a day off for you, and you just like, nah.
That's a character they forgot about, definitely.
So I was like,
yeah,
not enough time.
I was like, I wanted more of that. I was like, damn.
They could have given him a shot of him like saying hi to her as she's coming back.
Yeah. They should have done 1 or 2 more scenes with him for sure.
The whole movie release would probably be.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
And lastly, last thing I wanted to say is I felt the movie would have been better if it ended when she stabbed that big monster in Tokyo. When he becomes the Keystone and she has to stab him so that the whole thing doesn't fall on the city.
You're right.
I feel like that would have been a interesting conclusion where, she fell in love, but she has to give them up for the greater good.
Right.
But then they just kept going. I'm like, no, stop it. Let's leave some tragedy in there.
And that's the difference between Your Name and 5 centimeters right there.
Don't spoil it. I haven't watched.
And that's why I'm stopping there.
Well, overall, I wouldn't recommend this movie. I liked it, but I wouldn't recommend it because of what happened to Ivan. Like,
too much research, more homework.
Yeah, like for me, a recommendation has to be like I either have to know specifically the person, or it has to be something that could recommend it to the general public. And from it's a no. Sorry.
There you go. Or just quickly, I'll recommend it because you do need to know your Japanese history and what's currently happening in Japanese society and how Japan works. If you're just an anime fan, all you watch is Naruto and you watch your comedy romances and you don't know anything else about Japanese culture, you're gonna miss on a lot of things in this. A lot of this movie won't work for you. So yeah, there's no doubt for sure. But I'm an otaku. I know more than just Naruto. I know what's happening. Not everything, but I know a little bit more than beyond that, and I was able to appreciate the movie. And I would recommend it if you're more knowledgeable about that. But if you're not, then you're probably going to be lost like Ivan.
And me, I guess ultimately I'll just say go watch it. Why not?
Fuck it. What else are you going to watch?
Why not?
You're not going to watch Belle, are you?
Yeah, there are movies worse out there, and that's one of them.
Like, no matter when, if he releases another movie, I will go watch it regardless.
And that's what I say it every time. I don't need to watch it, and then I end up watching him every time.
Going to gain the super pass, and they're like,
they're all only the one I would say is bad is once again the Ghibli ripoff, but I haven't seen that in a long time.
And it's so bad that you can't remember the name of it still.
But they all sound the same.
The Lost Woods, something like that.
Maybe that's the problem. All Shinkai movies, they all sound something about voices and lost and distance and stars.
And Miles, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I remember like with the caveat, like Raven said, like you kind of have to know a little more culture, really enjoy
appreciate
the full movie, because I think overall, if you don't, you're gonna be looking at spectacle, right? I guess, and more, and like you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, you really like Kingdom Hearts.
Close the door.
Sora. Interesting.
All I know is that when the music was playing, I'm like, oh, this is the hype moment. Here we go. Close the door.
Oh yeah.
Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. And then the whole phrase he has to say. No, he has to say the whole incantation to close the door.
Because anime.
And it's like I'm like, yeah. But other than that, it's still that movie's not bad. It's better than Belle.
I mean, yeah.
But if you're gonna say that about a movie, then you can just like 99%.
There you go.
Yeah, just I feel like to really appreciate a movie, you have to kind of know a little bit more of Japanese culture to really appreciate the context of the movie. But
pretty much.
Other than that, no, it's still a good watch.
Well, with that said, that concludes episode 2, aka episode 7 of Taco Otaku. Look forward to the preview from our draft.
Oh boy.
Hopefully, we get some bangers, but
who will win? Who will lose?
The question is, would Frank's pick beat us all? The end.
Number 1, what was it? Service something?
Will the true number 1
Marshall Service?
Best show of the season. I can feel it already.
Would it be funny if Marshall Service makes it all the way to the end? That'll be hilarious.
Move over, Demon Slayer. There's a new king in town.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do something special if that one, because that one makes it through.
No bets on that one, Frank. You don't want to.
No. I already lose enough on bets.
Underdog.
Jesus.
And I started putting the bomb. Now it could go up.
The odds would be astronomical. So yeah, again, this has been Knarf, followed by Ray, Ivan, and Miles. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Our random thoughts on Mario and Suzume. I guess today I was the most negative on the movie.
What's happening here?
What's going on? Like, did we switch roles?
According to plan.
Being positive and nice, I don't like this feeling.
You have poisoned me too much.
Good.
I don't enjoy what I'm becoming. I'm like Two-Face from The Dark Knight. All right then. I am done.
Goodbye. Now done. Goodbye. I'm hanging up now. Goodbye.